And we're live.
We're live, everybody.
Welcome back to the Mad WAE IT Podcast. I'm joined today by Jack and also David.
New guest.
New guest,
Good evening, everybody.
long-time friend and fellow Star Wars fan.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Somebody that actually cares about the Star
Is
Wars
that
franchise.
how you're opening it up, man?
This is-
You've no other personality. You're Star Wars man now.
Just Star
Yeah.
Wars, man.
You're
I'll
not
say
used
it.
to bring up Star
Peter,
Wars.
I'll take that.
Peter already turned off the video like, right.
fuck this.
It's another Star Wars thing.
I won't talk too much Star Wars because you've not even watched Andor yet.
This will go for hours.
I know. See, fair, I'm not.
Jack will fall asleep.
I know. No, see, I've still not watched any of the new Star Wars yet.
Yeah,
You
but
don't need to.
you don't really need to
I
be
know.
honest. He's not watched them all, and that was
I've not watched any TV shows either, like The Mandalorian, man. None.
I feel like-
Mandalorian's very good.
Aye.
Yeah, Man-
even
Mandalorian
as a series. it's
Aye,
good.
people tell me to watch it, but
Uh-huh.
still not got to it yet. Aye. Well, speaking of Star Wars, also we're talking about Comic-Con.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
You and me gonna
Well, there's Glasgow Comic Con or Edinburgh. Is it? I think it's in Edinburgh.
What, the one we went to was in Glasgow, wasn't it?
The one we went 2 years ago was in Glasgow. It was the SECC, but
I've
there's one this weekend in Edinburgh that we're not going to, by the way. But,
I've still got the Pokeball that we
Yeah.
got at the Comic Con. There's that famous picture of me.
There's an iconic photo of us
Yeah,
looking like a couple of virgins.
literally. If I had to put a title on
Like
that,
that
picture,
could be like a stock image. Like if
Oh.
we sold that to some company and like said, right, you
I
just
should
use this
admit,
image as virgin.
I remember what I had on. I had my like red and black Converse on, black jeans, black jumper on, and had this big yellow
Yeah,
Pikachu hat on.
big Pikachu hat.
I think I remember this photo.
Aye.
I
Yeah.
do think I remember this
And
photo.
you
stuff.
had I can't remember what ball it was. Is that an ultra ball?
No, I think it was. I had the normal one, just the
Did you have the
Pokemon.
normal one?
You had
I think
the great ball,
I
I
had a
think.
great ball.
The big
I
blue
had a
one.
great ball and I had an Ash Ketchum hat.
Aye.
And we were both posing like that.
Oh, yeah, I love Pokemon as well. I'm a big fan of that. It was,
I do like Pokemon. I've not actually played any of the new games. Like
Mate, me and Tam McDowell, we were playing that Pokemon simulator. He's like, oh, you can heavy
Oh,
play
yeah,
each other,
yeah.
and we were heavy sitting on the computer. Like,
What a guy, man.
I know,
because there's like it's the site you can go on and it basically you can have like battles
I know. I sort of did it,
and it gives you like a random like party or
I
whatever. and-
think he only asked me because I think I'm the one that'd be interested in it. Everyone's like, what the fuck you doing? Like,
Ever since
everything.
Pokemon Go sort of died,
I've never played Pokemon
Nuts.
Go either. You know what I mean?
you've never played
Surely
it.
you must have played
Really?
it.
No, mate, I live in fucking Imrick. There's no Pokemon up there, mate. There's fucking.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
get the wee like sheep Pokemon, and then that's it. You won't get any other Pokemon. You'll just get.
I think it's random the spawns. Like I don't think they go.
Well,
oh,
no,
fuck,
but you
putting
ca-
stuff in.
No, but you have to go to like the mad attractions. I say,
Yeah,
even though
Like,
Pokestop-
there was like
Pokestop, aye.
gyms. There was gyms
like
that would
if
be
you
like.
really want to play that game, you had to go to like Glasgow because that's just where everything is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you looked on the map, there was like things everywhere.
Esplanade in the Battery Park had stuff in it as
I
well.
know, but you have to go to the same place.
I just
all the
remember
time,
that summer where it was like big, and we used to go out for hours on end. Like we'd order
No,
battery packs
would,
and stuff.
I would go out with Laird and that, and they would just be playing it, and I'd just be following them about, like, just watching it.
I remember that there was one time, and there was maybe like a group of 10 of us, I want to say, and we were we were out like all day playing Pokemon, and when we're walking like past our Guruk by the train station, and one of the group got a call from like his mum or his sister or something and said my dog's missing, like, and it's like somewhere down the front of Guruk, like, can we all go and help look for it? And we're like, yeah, and we were on board. We're like, yeah.
Still with the phones out, just like
Yeah, but of
Pokemon
course,
Go.
we still had the phones out. We're getting the steps for like
We're getting the steps, not even like.
This was
Okay.
before Fitbits and all that.
this was the way. Like this is a more interactive Fitbit. Like Fitbit wouldn't make you do exercise. Pokemon Go would.
We were talking about it and work with one of the people. They were saying how the Wii was you got people more active when they
Yeah.
were gaming. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Because obviously PS2 you're just heavy sitting glued.
Aye.
But then the Wii and that you're heavy playing boxing and that and all that, and then you're whacking it with the tennis and all that.
Yeah, I think that the Wii was just like the ultimate console.
I think
It was-
he was ahead of its time.
Oh no, I think it was, man. I see the bowling and all that. I love the bowling.
Yeah.
I-
Wii,
because
Wii
I-
Sports and then Wii Sports Resort was
They were
some of the great games.
The class because the Wii Resort had the mad like you could hit people with the Wii.
I had like fencing or something
Aye,
like that. It was- I don't know
you
what
had
it was,
that, and you
but
had the one with the plane. You could fly over the map.
Because they had like the wee sensitive bit at the bottom, so you could do like.
Aye, I'll do
It would do
it.
like it would track the top and bottom of
Aye.
the controller.
No, them games were class. I thought the Wii was like you could make all the mad fried characters. Like them had the Wii. Well, I don't know what you
Oh.
call them. What do they call them?
I'll,
again?
The Miis.
I'll come back to the Wii in a minute, but
No,
I want
right.
to finish my story, right?
There we go for it.
So we're down the front looking for this dog, and we'd kind of split off into like, well, he'd went away over like closer to his house himself to try and find this dog, and we were all still like walking around the kind of area where it could have been.
I'm still trying to think about who this is. I think I have an idea, but
Yeah. But basically, so like sort of walking around and he's like shitting himself. He's like, oh no, my dog. And the next minute, a fucking Blastoise spawns. And we're kind of like that time. Like I think I was like one of the first to notice, and we're like, oh, well, tell you what, we'll split off then, right? You head that way, and we'll go down that
Oh my
street.
God.
Jeez, what?
And we fucking turned around because we're like, there's a fucking Blastoise. We fucking sprinted. That was like prime summer.
I can just
he
imagine.
did find his dog, by the way.
I can just
No
imagine you
thanks,
going,
Liz.
we got it, and he comes over and you're just like, oh, we got Blastoise. Like you're like,
Yeah, well,
Like, he's
I
found
think
his
we
dog.
kept it quiet. But then I think eventually he found out later in the night because obviously your prime 20 was it 2015 when Pokemon
Fucking
came out?
hell, mate.
There was like 10 of us and we decided to stay over at somebody's house. And
oh, never got that, man.
and we basically there was I think it was like must have been like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. We're all still sitting up and somebody checks it. And I think it was like a Venusaur spawned and it was just out of range. Like, we were like pure hanging the phones out the window and stuff, trying to get it like an inch closer. And it was like you just couldn't quite get to it. And like his mum and dad had like, locked the doors and stuff, obviously, and he was like, and we were like saying, "Oh, can we not just go out? Can we not just go out?" And they're like, "No, honestly, I'll get into so much trouble. We can't." to the point where people were like opening up like the living room windows, which there was like the big windows, and then there was like a wee tiny rectangular, and
yeah,
that was
ones
the
at the
one that
top.
opened.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that open, and we're like, there was somebody halfway out this window trying to get out,
That's
and
amazing.
before deciding, oh no, I can't get to it.
I know. I think it's a game I probably would have liked, but at the same time, like I don't know.
I think for us it was the time it came out because we were still what
Virgins.
Wait,
Probably
when
not.
did it come out?
probably when we were about
2016, I think.
14, 15 maybe.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
it was prime time.
Prime time. I know.
I just remembered like doing it in the sponsored walk.
I used to, because I used to, I loved like Pokemon Emerald and all that. That was my see,
I
on
always
the-
played it on
on the-
DS.
on the
I
DS
think
or the Game
when
Boy.
when I was younger, I had on.
Game
Yeah.
Boy Color. I had,
Yes, aye.
I think I had the red, blue, and the Emerald, and then I think I played the silver one or the white one as well. I think
Soul
about it.
Silver, Platinum. That was like the ones that I put the most time into.
The last one I played was X, Pokemon X. I feel Pokemon X was quite easy, but I feel it was too easy. Weirdly, I don't know why. Like it wasn't as hard as the other games.
Do you know what you think? I don't know if that's the case, or is it a case that you just get older?
Yeah.
And like do you
Maybe,
ever
aye.
play games from
Well,
like
I don't
when you
know,
were 8?
Cause see Emerald and the ones like I feel like they're harder because it was so much more like I guess it was things were a lot harder. Like I
Mhm.
guess like the gyms and all that, you had to like a few things that move, I'm
Mhm.
fucking dead. And you're like,
yeah.
but then with the X, you're just like you just use a fucking berry, like a certain medic stuff. You're just up and it's like you win.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But in Emerald, like you were like, oh, only got one more hang left, or I'm gonna get if he does something for like a freeze or something, or like.
Mhm.
I don't know. It felt harder.
I think. I mean, the last one I played was on the DS. I've not played a Pokemon game since. Not out of choice. Not like anything against
Where'd
Pokemon.
Pokemon Go?
Well, but like actual Pokemon
Yeah.
game. Because I know there was new ones came out on the Switch.
Aye.
I've not played any of them.
Jade Pearl loves it, man. She's got like teddies and fucking. She
Aye.
takes that Psyduck bag to the raves and all that all the time. She loves it. She wants to get a tattoo of Psyduck on her. She bought They bought a massive teddy like this size, and it's just Psyduck.
Uh-huh.
He has a wee berry hanging
I
his
think
arm.
I've got a teddy that size, and it's Kenny from South Park.
I'm not.
Somewhere like in my loft or something.
Jade,
I think I've got a Stitch. It's absolutely huge.
Jade's got a Stitch. The Mad WAE one.
Lilo.
No, the
Leroy, whatever her name is.
no the pink. It's the pink.
Leroy
It's the
Stitch.
it's the
No,
pink.
it's
the
it
pink.
is. That's what it is. That's
Well,
what
no,
it is.
Leroy's a guy.
Lilo.
No, it's
No, Lilo's the
No,
wee
I'm
Hawaiian
talking-
girl.
it's-
He's
it-
talking about the pink.
the pink
Stitch.
pink Stitch.
See the pink
Oh.
alien Stitch.
I thought you. I
remember her
thought
name.
you were
No,
trying to say that
that's what I was
Lilo
saying.
was called
I-
Leroy.
No, that's what I was saying.
Leroy and Stitch.
I can't remember her name. It's like she's
I
pink,
don't-
but she's got like
Yeah,
love
I know
heart.
what you're
She
talking about,
makes
yeah.
people fall in love.
I don't know if this is controversial to say, but I never watched Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, the
Yeah,
series?
come
No,
on.
I thought it was a film.
oh, it's a series and a
No,
film.
I don't know. There's
Come
I think
on.
there's 2 films or 3, 2 or 3, and then there's a bunch of there's a whole episode. It's just all the episodes, just all the experiments, like each
Yeah.
one, how they capture them, and all that.
oh, good.
It's quite cool. To be fair, I liked it.
That was one of the shows of my childhood. That was one of the better ones.
Leo and Stitch was just so well made. I think. I don't
Mhm.
know.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the wee guy's voice. I know he sounds annoying,
Mm.
but like,
Sound annoying. Talking about.
come on.
Like Pleatley or something like that. Pleatley.
It's the only accent. Well, the only accent that can maybe top that's like Fife. And then apart from that, Stitch lip. That's what it sounds like.
I don't think he's meant to speak perfect English. He's a wee like
He's an alien.
He's
Mate.
a monster.
Get him out my country then. We want our Britain back.
You know what a satisfying voice in that? The big what's his name? Is it
Jumbo?
Bob? No, but is it Bubba? Like the mad
Oh, I
the
think
big agent guy.
aye.
Like he had up here like fucking
I know who you're talking about, aye.
big deep voice, man. Like, Lilo. That's what
Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins. No.
Leroy Jenkins.
Nah, you know.
That's an iconic video.
Aye, that's good, isn't it? No, but Leo and Stitch, man, fucking.
The only Stitch was good.
I'm trying because I was thinking about what else I watched as a kid. Remember we were talking about like.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think we said this last week. I was like, I was stuck with the CBBC channel, which I say stuck with. It was fucking quality content. Waking up in the morning and hearing the Arthur theme tune, like sitting with your Cheerios.
You know,
it's a fucking
my shows were like it was like Billy and Mandy, like Chowder, it's just good though.
Yeah, I was a Disney Channel kid. I was.
See, I wasn't. I was on the. I did a bit of both, right? But I was up at the Cartoon Network, and then it was like
toes in all.
Literally, I had like, 'cause you had Robot Boy, you had like obviously Billy and Mandy, you had that like the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and all that, and then you had like Hannah Montana and all that, which I watched, and then I watched the Waverly Wizard of the Waverly Place and all that.
Boat show.
And then the ship Life on Deck and all that shit. I watched that. Like Zack and
Shit
Cody.
Life on Deck.
I watched shit.
Shit Life on Deck.
This is where they become fucking cruise ship staff for the week, and they're just like thrown to the bottom of the boat.
I know. You don't really hear
The
about
shit Life on Deck.
Them two guys in the Zack and Cody guys. I think one of them was on and still acting. One's up not acting anymore.
I think Cole Sprouse was the one in Riverdale.
Riverdale, right? But the other brothers, no.
I don't know.
Riverdale's
I think it's
another
Zach.
one
Is
that
it Zach? Is that his name?
I don't know exactly.
You watched Riverdale, didn't you?
Yes, I watched Riverdale until it became ridiculous.
It always just sounded ridiculous to me though.
I think John watched that actually.
It was up until about season 5, maybe halfway through.
What's that about again? It's just about
at the start, it's about
sitcom,
teenagers and stuff like that like are in a high school. It's pure drama.
Oh,
that's
right.
all it is. And then
something
there's like a serial killer in the second season, and the third season is like this board game that's like killing people and that.
Jumanji.
As the season was on, it just got more and more.
I never. Because me learned that they love that Drake and Josh, but I never watched that.
I never watched Drake and Josh.
But then he's
Josh is it Drake or is it Josh? It's turned into a bit of a.
I think it was terrible person. There was
the
like
words I've used.
annoyance. Yeah,
I think they're both kind of shit. I don't really.
Probably. But
I think that the fatter one had they slimmed down and got into Vine at one point. I remember
he's still kind of about. But he's on like YouTube and that. I think I know, but I don't really.
I think he's done an influencer of some sort.
Probably. I've seen him on a podcast. I think I've seen him on a podcast one time.
Look at fucking Jake and Logan Paul there. They're not on there.
They've hit different heights, mate. They were on Disney Channel and that.
Aye, it's kind of nuts. They started on Vine and just that's the way they are right now.
Well, they started off on Disney Channel.
I seen that Jake kind of hinted that he's going to get into possibly. I don't know if he meant Muay Thai or MMA, but he's hinting that he's going to go into it. Because he was probably like, I'm going to get you a hint, and just started doing like elbows and all that. And I was just like, right, he's either talking about Muay Thai or he's talking about MMA. I don't really know.
I seen a fucking brilliant clip, and it was from BT Sport Fight Night, and there's like the presenter guy, just like some random white presenter that probably had something to do with boxing, sitting next to David Hay, right?
Oh Jesus!
And he starts off his spiel. He's like, well, it's Black History Month this month, and so obviously we want to do our part, and we want to raise awareness, and so the best person, we discussed with the team, and we'll hand this over to the person we find can speak about this from the best place. And bear in mind, David Hay's sitting next to him, so you're sitting watching this thinking, well, he's just going to pass it over to David Hay. They pull some guy from ringside. It's just like a fat bald man. It's like, oh yeah,
is he white? Oh my god.
It's like, oh yeah, the best person in our team to discuss this is like fucking Stephen Budge or something like that.
That white bald genetic man.
Mate, did you see
his mid-50s?
I don't know if I mentioned this last week. Did you see that Kanye West with what he wore? That mad fashion thing?
Yeah, I seen that.
It was like White Lives Matter on the back of his t-shirt.
Oh my god.
He wore a jacket that said White Lives Matter.
It was him and his missus. They both had one had a white t-shirt on and one had a black, and they both said White Lives Matter and all that in the background. And people are just like,
has he got misses now?
Well, he's got a new one, I think. I don't really know, to be honest.
He's officially not called Kanye West now either. He's officially changed his name to Ye.
Just
YE.
Just
That's his name, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
That's literally his
just
name.
Yeah.
who you talking
I
about?
seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I seen on a post it was like the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. So I was like,
Formerly known.
what's his name now?
Following on. Because people call him Ye all the time. Yay. Fucking, that's all.
That's his Instagram handle. His
Aye.
Instagram
But no, they
handle,
had like, I think they were at some fashion thing and they just both had like, I don't understand why. I'm trying to think why, and I was just like, I don't know. I really don't know. I think most people are confused about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if he just done it just to get the rise out of it. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, but it's maybe more of like a standpoint on like, well, all these white people
I
coming
know
out
he
supporting Black Lives Matter by not actually supporting
I know
them.
he said in the past that like being a slave was a choice type thing. That's
Well, that's
he did
interesting. Yeah,
He did say that like before. You not seen that? It's him and I think they're doing like a thing for like charity, and it's him and that.
Even for charity,
No,
and
no,
he
no.
comes out with that.
He's on TV. No, what? You not seen it? It's
No.
him and Mike Myers. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but was that? I think was that not like parody though or something or satire?
no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh, that was
No,
okay.
no, it wasn't. It
I thought,
wasn't.
I thought that was
no,
like
no.
some sort of like sketch or something.
No, it wasn't. That was for like I can't. I think it was for like it was a charity thing that they done, right? And it was like it was him and Mike Myers, and goes, he does a whole spiel about all this and that, like, and then he just goes, George Bush doesn't care about black people, and then like it cuts to hang me. What's his name? The guy in Rush Hour, the
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, and he just goes like that. He just looks like over there like that, and like.
So I thought it was maybe a bit from like SNL or something.
No,
it's just like it just cuts to him, and obviously because it's live, and it's like,
no, but like it's just his face. It's just like he does that, and then he just stares straight at the camera and just says it like.
I do actually think it's quite funny. To be fair,
I mean,
it's funny,
It was a
I think
line he
he's-
dropped about Lady Gaga. It always cracks me up.
I think he's also mentally ill, but as well. I love his music. I love his music. The
I
best.
think he's a good artist.
He's
aye.
either the most mentally stable person in the world,
No, he's
or,
definitely
or
not
the
mate.
most
He's not.
mentally.
Have you ever
ill.
watched? I watched him on Joe Rogan, and I just thought,
Did he go on Joe Rogan?
yeah,
Did you know
Kanye
Jack
West,
watches
he
Joe
was.
Rogan?
I do.
I know.
He brings
I know.
up Joe
I
Rogan
I
every episode.
watch every podcast, right? But mate, fucking, I'll tell you who was on Joe Rogan recently. Fucking Roger
Watch this
Waters.
one.
Roger Waters. What?
Do you watch this podcast?
I do watch it sometimes.
As long as we're keeping up the viewership.
Aye, of course. No, so I was I saying there. Yeah, he was on Joe
Mhm.
Rogan, and you can just tell he's just on a different level. He's on a different spectrum to like the
Yeah.
average Joe. Like talks about he's showing like his shoes and that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the shoes look nice, but people say they're
Is it
really
those
comfy.
like sandal ones?
They look
Is it
like
the ones with holes in them?
sponges and all that. I don't really
Yeah,
know.
it's-
They,
no-
look-
no
they look
Yeezys.
like bendy Crocs.
Because I was talking to Tom. Thomas loves these shoes now, right? So I was asking him, and he's like, "Oh, Jack, if you like comfy shoes, you will love his shoes. Like, is it the Yeezus or something?" He
Yeezys,
said,
aye.
Did you had a pair of Yeezys?
What
at
Yeezys
one
on
point?
just now?
They right, because he was saying to me
I've
like,
never owned a
because I was asking him, I only wear shoes that are comfortable, right? And he was like, "Oh, well, you want a pair of them?" And I was like, "How much?" And he's like, £130, and I was like, "I just don't pay that for shoes." So I'm like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Got a pair of Vans on right now. You know what I mean?
See, I think those ones in particular, because at least Yeezys look like trainers.
Aye,
those
They,
ones-
they are Yeezys. There is no Yeezys.
the ones that look.
the ones with
but
holes in
that's
them.
like, but you know, like the older
Yeah, the
series,
ones
they,
I've
look
got
like
on,
trainers,
yeah.
but those just look
they
like Crocs.
They look
Mhm.
like a mattress in a shoe. If that makes sense. Like it's just like white and like just.
Like, see, the thing is,
Spongy.
it's probably comfy if you live in LA and your weather is good all year round.
Aye, not us, mate. I know.
Like, imagine walking about in the pissing rain with your socks on, getting absolutely drenched because you're wearing your stupid £130
Aye, yeah,
Crocs.
that is my thing as well, because he obviously has like I know a couple of people have massive shoe collections. I'm just like, mate,
Oh.
I don't know.
That was me. Big bang there.
No, but I like people get them like they'll get buy like pure white shoes that cost £180 or something, and I'm just like, mate, you're going to get in bogging within a week.
That just sums me up. That's just me.
You know what I mean? It's like, how do you?
Beast over here. He's wearing a Versace top.
Yeah, I don't even know what Versace is. What is Versace?
I don't
What did
know.
you call me, Mr. Beast?
No, I called you a hype beast.
The only,
Oh,
the,
Beast, sorry.
Mr. Beast over here.
yeah, beast. No, no, okay. No, because
You fucking beast. Wearing Versace.
no, doesn't. I only know
Beast.
the only ones I know right is like you've got. I know Supreme because he's always on that website, and then Gucci. Obviously, I see people with Gucci stuff on, but that's, I don't know. Like I remember, some dude side word up was like, "Oh, look at my something Giaga shoes or something," right?
Balenciaga.
Right, and I was like, listen, hen, I have no idea what the fuck those are.
Why
And-
is some? Wait, no.
no, it's the shit. Me and Lib were sitting. I was like, and she just came up and was like, "Oh, look at my shoes," and I was like, "What?" I don't know. I was confused at first anyway, but I was like, what?
Clearly, 3 o'clock in the morning outside the nightclub, thinking this guy looks like a shoe expert. I'll just go and show off my shoes.
Because that's what I mean. I was sitting next. We were literally sitting waiting on. I think we were waiting on you and the rest of the night, and we're just like waiting. I'm just like, mate, I don't know what they are. And he's like, oh, you like, I think she said I'm pure rude as well. She was like, you wouldn't know. I was like, well, I fucking.
Why the fuck did you just come up to me and ask about
that's what I said. I was like, I fucking don't know. So I don't get fuck. I was like, piss off. But it's like, I just thought it was weird. I was like, I just no idea what those are. They just look like white trainers to me. Hen, I don't know. Like
yeah, I mean, nightclubs are just.
Would they look pure huge shoes?
They look like. I'm not gonna lie. They look fucking rotten.
I think the Balenciagas. I don't like to look at any of that.
They look like really. They kind of.
You've added it anymore.
I feel like
it looks
like the boots I wear.
A few pairs.
I do have a pair of Balenciagas, but it's not the ones that.
It looks like they look like my work. They kind of look like my work boots, right? Big fucking clown shoes. That's what they look like to me, and they're all white. And I was just like, well.
See the sock boot ones. That's.
I think that was it. They were like.
Oh, was it them?
Big chunky.
No, I have them.
Oh no, well, mate, no, I don't know.
No, I don't know. Actually, I think they're alright. They're alright.
The one that she had were really like chunky.
Have you seen the ones that they do up here huge?
It was one of them ones. It was like
they look massive compared to mine. I'll
search one up because it's just
I don't really.
Mine does look
fashion, as you can tell.
I think you've seen me wearing them before.
I've seen them.
I kind of higher up.
It's like the woven.
Mate, see all the things that I have got are nice. It's because people have bought them for me. I'm a pure Primark.
That's the same with me.
I'm a Primark fucking like 2 for $5 or whatever, man.
Yeah, but that was always my summer holidays. You'd go into Sports Direct beforehand, and it was like two Nike t-shirts for 20 quid, and it was like, oh, we'll just get a few Nike t-shirts, 3 pairs of shorts.
Yes,
that is holiday sorted.
All right, that's a fucking different.
And then that'll do PE for the next year and all. So it's a 2 for 1 deal.
Oh, right, hold on a minute. Let's see. So I've got these. Okay, hold on.
I don't actually know what else Balenciaga does. I think they do bags
did you get them mad ones?
Yes, I've got them in all black.
Who was the ones that did a Fortnite collab? Is it Balenciaga?
Yes.
Are they rare or something? Because they're going for a fucking decent amount, man.
Because there was also it Lacoste that did a Minecraft collab at one point, I think, as well. No, I swear there was like a designer Minecraft collab.
She had something like, I don't know, man. She had something like one of them big things, like big. Chunky looking.
They're the ones I don't like.
Oh wow!
It looks like
Jaws. Doesn't even look like work boots. It looks like something you would use. It looks like a medieval torture device. Or stepping on somebody's balls.
Man, it's just. It was something like that, mate. It was like
massive.
It was like that, and I was just like, "Hey, that is just disgusting." Yeah, that way. Nah, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
I own the sort of sock ones, but I don't own them. They're horrible.
So wait, how I don't get it though. So see the sock ones, do you go out in the rain with them, or is it just like?
So if I'm going somewhere,
do they soak heavy through though? Do they soak through?
They're not that bad, to be fair.
You ever fished on them?
I've never fished on them.
No.
They've not had
you need to stay away from the toilet. They've
not had the pish
Let's test that theory.
They've not had the pish test yet.
But I mean the actual IRL pish test. I mean you've just stood there and pished on them.
You'll be going home, man, and she'll be like, what happened to your shoes, David? Fucking big yellow stain.
No, I mean like the in real life piss test, right? Because women won't get this, but if you're a guy at a urinal,
opposed to the virtual pish test.
No, but like that's the unrealistic pish test is if I was to just stand there and piss on your shoes, because in what circumstance would that happen unless like I'm extremely steaming and somebody's giving me 20 quid to do it.
You did hang me over there on the.
I know I'll piss all over the shop. No, I'm only joking.
No,
but if you're at the urinal, right? Splashback is a real factor.
It does damage, mate.
You know, so if you're see if you've got white fucking shoes on that are made of sock material,
I don't want any
and
shoes like that.
And you get splat. What?
I don't want any shoes like that.
They're not white.
No, they're black. They're full black.
Okay, well you're right. Then they'll just smell of fish, but they won't see the fish.
They just smell of fish.
They just smell like fish, but it's fine.
No, but the thing is, see on that. What's the other one called? Supreme Minute.
It's the one that just like fucking put their logo in bricks and stuff.
No, that's what I mean. So I remember I seen that for the first time, and he was like, "Oh, I've got a crowbar." I'm like, "What?"
Supreme crowbar.
Tam bought an actual toolbox. He bought a toolbox with Supreme hang on it. Yeah, just like a tin. Like it was just a tin. It seemed quite hanging, but some of their stuff just doesn't look that nice though.
I think clothes wise, I'm like, ugh.
Aye, some it's like pure like.
But the kind of things like a brick that just has the Supreme logo on it for like £200, I kind of see the funny side, and I'm kind of tempted to just go, fuck it.
Because I mean, so he was saying like there was somebody like a kayak, somebody had a helmet.
They'll sell like chopsticks and stuff. And it's just like see, it's just pure random things.
And they'll sell it for like £50 or something.
£100 for a headband.
When I was on holiday in Florida, I wore my Balenciagas, just to come back to this point. In Florida, it just rains like for like 20 minutes at a time.
Well, that was the thing. You were there just before big Hurricane Ian hit.
Aye.
Oh wait, you were there recently, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
it's been fucking blown 4 miles away, man.
We went to Florida, which was a couple of years ago, but it was like the weather was actually really good. It was just humid as fuck.
It's just so humid.
And then I think the last time we were leaving Florida, it started like thunder and lightning. Like,
I'd done it every day I was there.
It's
for like 15 minutes, and then it just went away. It's so weird.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how people live there. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know the weirdest thing I found about like America and like Florida, especially the first time I went? See, there's just no like sunset. It's just not a thing. Like it's just daytime, and then you like.
I think about it. I didn't see a sunset.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, and it was only when somebody pointed out to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, what the fuck?"
See, you make me hate a bit, because I feel like.
Right, so I just remember the first night I was there, and in the hotel there was a pool at the hotel, so I was fanning about in the pool, being a wee guy doing wee guy things, probably pissing in it again, but no,
probably like you were.
And, I just remember I was sitting, and it was like I went out, and it was maybe like 6 o'clock, and it was like bright skies, whatever, and about 5 minutes later it was pitch black. I was like, what happened?
Pitch black, man.
Like there was no in between period. It's just like daytime.
I mean, like me and my dad had to go get water for like the room and all that, and it was like we went to the shop. I thought it was such a weird shop. We felt like the people that
selling guns and water.
Mate, no, it was a massive shop. They had like Gatorade and all that stuff, and I was just like, but then we got these like big crates of water, but we had to like carry them back, right?
So it's the standard holiday thing, though, isn't it?
Oh no, we're like, I had to do this, with my arms, right? But it was quite a decent walk. I think it was like 20-minute walk, right? So we tried to get there as like obviously as quick as we can, but see the heat, man.
It's so warm, man.
Like I literally was sweat. I could feel the sweat dripping off me, and it was like no. I was like, you know how torture it is to look at water when it's in front of you, and you're fucking you're thirsting.
Gasping,
yeah. And it's like me and my dad looked at him like, let's take a break, Jack. Take a break, and it's like we go again. It's like, oh for fuck's sake.
It's the pure standard. Oh, the laptop.
Sorry.
Continue on. We'll continue on. But Jack will try and. I don't know. No, if it is it. Maybe it's not. No. Is it in? For context, the laptop that we record this off of. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we're fine now. That was sorry. Yeah, no, the laptop was running out of battery there, so we might have been cut short potentially. But no, it's your standard holiday thing where you don't trust foreign water, even if it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Yeah. You get in and it's like, right, okay. You clock the fucking local co-op, El Co-op or whatever in Spain. El Co-op, and it's like, right, okay, we'll go in there, and you find the biggest fucking bottle of water you've ever seen in your life. It's like, I've never seen a bottle of water that size before in Tesco's.
Aye.
And it's like you end up with 2 of them, and so you lug them back, and it does you for like 2 weeks in your hotel room.
Aye.
And it's like lukewarm water that you drink all week. It's grim.
Sounds grim.
I remember Ryan.
No, but it's like, because it's like, oh, I don't want to get fucking dysentery from the hotel water. I'm born and bred on pure Scottish water, fresh from the Highlands.
Yeah, I remember.
Into my tap and into my mouth.
See, Ryan, he told me a story. I think this is when they went to Spain. I think this must have been their like 6-year holiday or something, right? But I think they were obviously fucking steaming, obviously, right?
And 6-year holiday.
I know. It's like given.
Idea.
But he was telling me some things that they'd done and all that, and I think one of the things they'd done, like I think he said that he went to go see. This was at the time when the new Jurassic Park came out, the one.
Oh, Jurassic World.
Yeah, right. No, was it World or the one with?
I just mean like, that was obviously
the one with the big white one, the big white thing, big white.
Chris Pratt, the big white thing.
This is before it even came to the UK. But he said they went to go see it, right? And he doesn't remember a single bit of it. But he said it was in Spanish. And him and his pals were just sitting there. Like, I think it was just him and his other pal, and they were not. Like, they were sitting in this. We're just sitting like that, watching it. You remember he was telling me about that? I just couldn't stop howling, man. It was just, I couldn't imagine them just sitting. It's just Spanish. You don't understand what's going on.
It's so funny. For about 40 minutes into the film, somebody just went, "I don't think this is in English."
No, I mean, I think he did say that. I think he was like, he didn't even realise it was like, he thought, like, he didn't think it was in Spanish. I think
this is in the wrong language.
Yeah, it's just are they speaking fucking dinosaur?
I just thought it was funny, man. But I was meant to go to Spain before COVID and that.
I know, it was really depressing when I thought the other week. I was like, I've not left this fucking shithole of a country in about 3 years.
Oh, mate, that's what I'm saying.
That was the first time I left since COVID, was that holiday just there.
Well, me and Jay went to Amsterdam, but it's like, I that's why I go to Liverpool just to do something. Man.
It's even worse. It's England.
Well, you get a point then. You get a point. No, but
it's not even...
because we're planning to go to DEFCON next year, which is also in the Netherlands. But I don't know. We're meant to go to Spain, but I don't know if I'm not a big fan of Spain. Like, you know what I mean? That is,
I can take or leave it.
You just go there to drink, don't you?
It's just a tanning holiday.
Sitting by the pool with a book for a week.
That kind of bores me. That's the only thing.
I like to go to like say like museum, like stuff. You like to do stuff during the day. Aye, because it's like Spain. I mean, you probably go to Madrid or something, maybe a bit, but I don't really know.
I think Madrid's fucking roasting apparently because it's right in the middle of Spain. What I've been told.
Aye, but I don't know. I mean, like Benidorm, I wouldn't go to Benidorm. I don't think myself.
Benidorm's up your nightlife city.
I don't even know if it is a nightlife city. I think it's changed. Really fucking.
I think it's changed because people used to go there to just go to chill out, but I think now it's used as like a fucking.
It's normally.
I think it's fucking just full of expats and sex shows. Like that's.
I guess.
I think it's just a bit sleazy. I'm not sure. I think it's.
It's not a highly rated place is the words I would use.
No, I don't think it gets a good rap, but cheap and cheerful.
It used to be quite popular with.
That's what I mean. That's why you've got a pure ton of expats out there. They all like get their holiday homes in Benidorm.
It's like there's no there's like places that I kind of want to go is like I kind of want to go to like Germany or something, or maybe like
I'd like to go out for Oktoberfest.
I want to go to New Zealand, but it's.
Berlin's good. I've been to Berlin before.
I think Ross, he's going. No, he's not. He's going to Romania. Actually, I was thinking.
Same thing.
Romania. He's going to see his pal in Romania. He always says Romania's heavy dodgy because he just thinks of Romanian.
I only knew one Romanian guy, and he was a pure sound guy. But like, it was when Mum's partner used to work out in Brussels, and he worked with this Romanian guy, Mihai. And he was just, he was like a big friendly giant man.
Mihai, man.
But I remember we were out at this wedding. It was a Greek-German wedding. Because it was two of those people that met on this like, internship sort of thing. One was Greek, one was German, and they had the wedding out in Greece. And we get invited, which was class, because basically, yeah. It's like,
that's
great.
Class,
so we went out, and the food was so good. But like, I just remember seeing in the morning, we went up and like, we all drove up, like the family had all whatever, and we were all meant to be meeting at the pure family house. And I just remember seeing outside, and they had like a full fucking cow on a spit roast.
Oh my days, man!
Just spinning round, and I was just like, "Oh, you would have hated it."
Oh, I probably would have.
But me, I was like, "This is." And sure enough, after the ceremony, after all that, the wee party afterwards, and they bring out the food, and they just fucking plonk this leg down on the table. And just start hacking at it. They just like hack into it, and it's just like big fucking meat cubes. That's the only way to describe it. It's big cubes of meat is what they're serving.
I mean, they've done something like that in Turkey. They had that whole pig head just rotating on this fucking.
Aye, but they had it was like they'd stuffed the leg with cheese as well.
Oh, dear me, man!
So it was like meat and cheese and so good.
I
just remember Mihai.
A cow's leg.
I don't think it was a cow. Yeah.
It's just like a human being. I was going to say. So that Greece guy was class.
Fucking brilliant. I still to this day don't know what doner meat's made of. But
where'd the best man go?
You know,
I think it's a lamb.
It's a lamb.
I thought it was lamb, but then.
What do you mean? It's going to be
doner meat. Doner meat is not.
But you say that like fucking Donner is the name of a sheep or something like that. Like,
I think Donner's just. I think there's another name for it, but it's not.
Like, but just when you said, well, "What do you think is good?" If you I don't know.
Lamb
it's
kebab.
A big fucking tube of meat that they stick on a thing that spins. Like that is not natural.
Well,
aye.
But
I just remember that they had this fucking leg and they chopped it up, and it was like the main event of this buffet. And you see all the guys just like turned around and eyed up that fucking bit of that. Fuck your dancing, fuck your plate smashing. I'm here for that.
The guys that are good that see So what's the guys that are like this? The sushi kind of restaurants. And
teppanyaki.
Aye, that's
where they do like the hot. They've got like the hot plate out in front of you and they cook it. And
that's fun.
Flip
that.
shit and then chuck wee potatoes in your mouth. And
there's one of them in Glasgow. What's it called?
I went for my birthday a few years ago. Was it Sapporo? No, something like that. No, that's the beer. Like that. That's the beer Sapporo. Is it? No, I think it might be Sapporo.
It's something like that.
Some Japanese.
That was a really good place. I enjoyed that.
Is
it not near Merchant City? Is that no?
I think so. Yeah.
There's probably a lot of them, but it's they always do like mad tricks with stuff and that.
Japan's good as well. If you've ever been to Japan.
Yeah.
I've
heard of it, but I've not been.
Chinese sort of
place.
Scrannage.
This Mihai guy basically gets up, gets the table, and comes back, and like it's as if somebody told him, right, it's a buffet, but you can only get one plate. Like you're only allowed, you can have as much as you can get, but you've got to get it all in the one plate.
So it's just a mountain.
Like what he came back to the table, if we were all just looking like fucking hell, Mihai, you could space it out a wee bit as a buffet. We had like fucking 4 of these big blocks of meat, and they were genuinely like that much off the table.
Like a cake. Wow.
It was genuinely like a big slice of meat cake.
Meat cake.
And he'd had like that, and it was like he had like this wee token bit of lettuce on the side. That fucking balances it out.
It's funny when people do that because like people get like all this shit and just like leave the salad, but they'll like ask for it anyway. It's like, do you want salad? Aye, of course I do. You know what I mean? And they'll just leave it aside.
What's your opinions? Salad on burgers?
Yeah.
Well, any salad there.
Well, like your standard like lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
I'm not a big tomato fan.
Did you think it adds it into the burger?
Well, obviously it does.
Yeah,
I don't mean nutritionally, Jack.
Well, no, I meant like as in it gives a flavour.
I would like to say it freshens it up a wee bit.
Like, see me, like
just being a plain bit of beef.
I just think it detracts from the burger.
I
mean, like a plain.
It's the same like see onions. I don't like eating onions directly, but I like them in with things because it hangs like, you know what I mean, like caramelised onions and all that.
See, I just like biting into an onion.
Aye, because you're a fucking paedophile.
No, I don't know. I rarely like onions. I like onion rings for some reason.
Oh, man.
I like pure like crispy fried onions.
Yeah, I don't like onion rings, but I like onions.
Onion. Onions.
Sometimes I'll take like onions on a burger, but
I have onions.
Even then,
well, I have plant burgers, but I have onions in that on them. But I don't like fucking. Actually, seen when we went to Pepe's.
Oh yeah,
I had that mad chutney one.
Oh, Nando's.
Aye. Oh no, what was I saying? Pepe's.
Pepe's.
Nando's. I had a mad chutney. Like,
I was gonna say, I don't think Pepe's are that civilized.
No, they're not. They're just like
to make a chutney. I think they would just call it fucking, I don't know, mango sauce or something.
I know, but I know that was quite good to be fair. The chutney. I think I've only had chutney one other time in that before. I was down in England, of course.
Yeah, chutney just sounds like something that you're meant to have with crackers.
Chutney, aye.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like put chutney on a burger. It doesn't sound specific. Fancy. It just sounds fucking
weird. Some
farmers made some chutney. It was crops.
It was crops.
I don't know.
I know. That's
my West Country accent.
That's what I was saying before. That's what I was saying before the podcast. But I've been eating absolute shit this whole weekend. This whole week, even like Monday takeaway, Tuesday takeaway. I keep going.
Jack's kitchen's getting repaired.
It's done now.
Well, it's done now, but like this week.
The only reason it's getting repaired is because Kyle blocked the sink and then
the fucking
I've never heard this story.
In.
I would really like to hear.
Oh no, mate!
Do you not know about his roof coming in?
No.
No, mate. I think it really annoys me about it because my dad still blames me for it, even though
you've touched a nerve spot there.
No, literally, it's literally impossible for me to have left that one. Let me explain the whole situation. So I'll just explain it from my point of view. What happened, right? So
okay.
So
we need to get your brother and your dad on. In later episodes, and we'll have like a full-on court trial for this.
Right, I'm telling you, mate. The evidence for me is it's mental, right? Because right, so. So pretty much,
let's hear your official statement.
Wow, get you what? I don't know. Right now,
we'll be the jury. This guy's fucking guilty, man. Look at him.
I'll let the injury do it, so he can come in here and back me up. Right now, so it was me and Jade. So it was me and her, and then Kyle, obviously my dad and my mum. So very much. Like sometimes we go to the toilet. I went to the toilet before I went to bed. Right, obviously to brush my teeth and that. Right. Turned the tap off, mind. Right, pay attention to that detail. Okay. Right, I turned the tap off. Right,
but this is only your word.
No. Right, no. But let me. But the story will explain. Right, so that happened, and then I went to bed and I closed the door. Right, and Jade never really goes out the room. And plus she did. She always leaves the door. Like she never fully closes it in case she wakes me up or something. Right. So
Okay.
Take that detail, right? So then fast forward to the next morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So normally, like, I'm the last one to leave the house, right?
Mm.
So my mum, dad,
Leave the
and Kyle, right? So also one more detail. Me and Kyle are the only ones. Me and Kyle are the only ones that use that toilet at the top. So it's only me and Kyle. My mum and dad get their own in that other room. So
we're saying it's one of two.
So it's one of two, right? So let me continue on. So
and Jade's not allowed out the room.
She's not allowed out the room. She just doesn't go out the room, right? So and
that's another court trial we can come to.
Yeah. Right, aye, so fuck's sake.
Kidnapping.
Aye, so we locked the door, right? Fast forward to the morning, I wake up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open my door, and then I'm heading towards to go to the toilet as I normally would to, you know what I mean, freshen up or whatever, right? And then I hear, so obviously this is upstairs, obviously, so down the stairs I start hearing like drips, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I thought somebody left like the sink on, right? And it sounds like, what the hell is that? But it sounded like pure like fucking big taps, and I was like, right. So then I kind of run downstairs to check in case
something's just me doing the piss test on your bathroom.
And seeing I open the door, man, it was a fucking horror show. I opened it, the roof is just, it's leaking like it's literal puddles. The thing is like it's like 3 centimeters up from the, and I'm not gonna lie, I was felt like that. Oh my god! So I quickly ran up the stairs, and it opened the other toilet, and it's cause somebody, Kyle,
we have a very clear
he left. He must have left the tap on, and it's only been on for like, I think it must have been on, I'd say like from the amount of water, like less than 30 minutes. And obviously I wake up like probably 30 minutes later, right? So I then turn it off, right? It hangs full because I think, well, I'll tell you how it happened later on, but that happened. So I done that, and then Jade woke up like for what's going on. And I was like, fucking roof's coming to, I had to phone my dad, like, fucking roof's fucking flooded, right? And then eventually, so I had to go to work, so I had to pick up what
fucked off.
I know. So I made.
Been warned.
I told you.
I'm off to work.
No, but I see. Like I ran upstairs, like grabbed like 30 towels and that all over the flare. Like I had to hang with the sink and that all because it leaked onto the floor. And then I phoned my dad and that, and then I told Jade, like, can you just make sure you try and clean that up? And I was like, stay away from the roof block because it looks like it's about to collapse. And it eventually did. I think I left like 10 minutes, and Jade's like, she was on the phone, and so like, the roof's actually like, it's starting to like come down.
It's like actually pure bulging.
Like bubbling, you know what I'm saying, videos,
yeah.
and actually that's what happened. You just hear it go, and I'm just like, oh for fuck. And then my dad eventually had to come home, but it's like, so it's just what I mean though. So if I had left the tap, right, take it from that, right? If I had left the tap on, it would have been on all night, and you would have the whole living room flooded. You'd have like it'd be coming down the stairs from because the toilet is right at the stairs, so it would have fucked the roof, and it also would have came down the stairs and leaked everywhere over the whole house, because this would have been how many hours? That's like 8 hours of water stayed on. So compare 8 hours of water compared to what 30 minutes of water would do, and that is what
the thing is. But did you have the plug-in, or was the plug-in the tap?
No. So this is right. So go on, and so
how high was the water? Do I know it was coming out the sink?
Do I know the reason it blocked? Is because see Kyle, he shaves into the sink, right? So the hair gets clogged in the sink. Unlike me, myself, I got a towel in it, and then I put it in the bin. That's what I do.
That's smart. I don't do that, to be fair.
Yes.
I just use the sink.
I shave into the sink, but I don't leave it on.
No, but it's because obviously I don't know how Kyle gets rid of it, but like Kyle must just like stuff it down or something, or like whatever. I don't know what he does, right? But he so that's how it clogged. So
right, okay.
And then my dad was like, "I must have been you," and I was like, "How the fuck was it me? You?" I was actually raging at him. I was like, "How can you use your heat a minute? Like if I left that tap on, it would have been on all night, and it would have been them waking up to water like crashing the whole house down. You know what I mean?"
Well.
So can you give another?
The evidence is compelling, to be fair.
It is too compelling.
This is one of the jury saying this, but I have good news and bad news for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
We will come to a final trial verdict, but this is because your brother messaged me a few weeks ago and said, "Can I come on the podcast?" Which I said, "Surely just ask your brother. He's in the next room."
No, you never.
He messaged me and I said, "Just message Jack or just speak to Jack and
did
ask him."
Oh.
They did. I said, "You should be fine, but like, just speak to Jack about it because he's literally your brother."
Oh.
So he's up for coming on,
right? So
we can have a full on court case here.
You need to interrogate him because
I'm not.
Oh, you need to, man.
I was going to make a joke there, but I'm not going to bother.
What is it? Go for it. No, because that's what I mean. But I said all that to my dad, and he was like, "No, I must have been you still." And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" I was like, "I'm not even going to argue with him coming up." Like, you know what I mean?
Unless. No, I don't want to stir the pot and make this a much deeper case.
No, for God's sake.
I know what you're going to say. Go.
Maybe there's a third culprit.
What are you talking about?
That's going to be Jade.
No.
Right, what in?
Maybe he's so adamant that it's you
It was him.
because he doesn't want anyone to think that it might be him.
No, it's so funny, right? You're
Tell
saying,
me.
no, it's so funny you're saying that. I did say that to him. I was like, why you? Because he got angry at me, and I was like, why are you getting angry at me unless you're the one that done it? I said that to him, and he got so angry. He got angry even more. But I know obviously it wasn't him because they don't.
Defensive.
They don't use that toilet. But then I don't know. Like sometimes
Usually.
my dad might use it, but I don't think.
Maybe your mum was in the other toilet and he thought,
Nah,
I'll just pop into that one.
Jethro's opening up avenues.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. But no, it's mad though. I know I didn't leave it on because see, I only turned the tap on for my teeth, right, and I immediately just turned it.
Mustache.
I immediately turned it right off, so I knew it wasn't me, like on my own anyway, and I would have known if I'd left a tap on. But even then, it doesn't make sense. I'd have to have waken up before any of them went to the toilet, which I didn't. The door was closed when I woke up, and I asked Jade, "Did you go to the toilet?" And she went, "No." So we both woke up, and that's when we heard that the water was. You know what I mean?
That's terrible, man.
So you know what I mean? So I'm still getting like my dad was like, "Oh, it must have been you," and I was like, you fucking, you know what
I
I
just
mean?
remember that the first I'd heard about this was when I was over at yours. And
Mm.
just walked into the kitchen. I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Aye.
It was just like
Because I don't get the logic because like my dad just asked Kyle, "Did you leave the tap on?" He just said no and believed him. Like what the fuck? Kyle is our known compulsive liar. They think, you know what I mean? Like I would have known if I'd left a tap on.
Never mind that court case. We need a Jeremy Kyle.
Oh, me
show
do, mate. Oh,
style.
mate.
Get a DNA test. Get
you
somebody
left-
to
you
do
left-
like fingerprints on
You
the
left the
fucking
tap on. I want compensation.
Aye.
That's the
The
headline.
thing is, it's also his fault in the first place because he blocked the fucking sink. Like, because you know what I mean? If somebody left it on, it would just
I didn't
continue
even
running.
realise he shaved.
He
That's
does.
the problem.
He shaves. It's probably not. It's
I was
not
going to say it's not his beard anyway.
Fucking his whole man chest he's got. You know what I mean?
tubes over the sink,
Man-
just fucking leaning up.
Mate,
With one leg straddled over the sink.
that's I mean. He's the only one that used that toilet, and I know I didn't use it that night. So I'm like, you must have done it in the morning. They've left. It's been 30 minutes later. The water is obviously overflowed the sink, and it started leaking down.
Well, it's a good
Is
story.
Kyle
Jack, but
is
it'll
Kyle
all
been
come out
questioned
in
no
the
more?
wash.
Was it?
Has Kyle been questioned no more about this?
No, I'm the
This
one.
has just been like-
My dad asked me a comment like ever hang me there. But see, be honest, the reason, well, see, be honest, the reason they brought it up again is because I accidentally, coincidentally, left it on the sink. Right. Listen. But right, but to be fair, I don't remember doing that either. But listen, I did go right. I fucked up. But like sometimes that happens. You just wake up and you leave on. But at the same time,
Sometimes that happens. Maybe you did it.
no,
Maybe you did it.
no, because I was actually in the morning. I did that, right? But see, to be fair, I shouldn't need to worry about it clogging because it shouldn't be clogged in the first place. I've accidentally leave the sink on. It's meant to just
brilliant.
run. You know what I mean? Like there's no danger in that.
I didn't do it that time, but I accidentally did it
But I
that
have
time.
No,
done
but
it other
that's
times.
why my dad said, "Oh, it must have been you done it the first time." Then I was like, "No, because I wasn't in the fucking the thing. I didn't even deny I done it that time because like, okay, I've just left it on." But at the same time,
Brilliant.
if it wasn't clogged in the first place, then I wouldn't need to worry. If it was only me, if
That's outstanding.
if only me was using that sink right, it would have been fine. But if since Kyle's involved, it's natural disaster. That's what it is.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Why, you know. Anyway,
This shall we should return to this case at some point once
Yeah.
once we have conclusive
Once we
answers.
have the other,
Oh,
once we
mate.
have the brother on.
no,
We need to gather the
no, it's so
witnesses.
funny. Right, if Kyle would just go out, right, it was me. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna what?
On the podcast.
Again.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, it was me.
I'm gonna clip it and then show it to my dad and be fuck you. Oh.
What did your mum say about it?
She was like, "Oh, let it go," because I was getting angry that he was. I was getting angry that he was saying to me like, "Oh, like I was like, what do you?" Because you know when you get accused of something, you just
Yeah,
know for
aye.
a fact you never done, and it's like so annoying. So I was like,
Just let it go.
so she was like, "Let it go." I was like, "You let it go. It's not you getting accused of something." It's like, you know what I mean? I was like,
We
"Oh."
Elsa.
Fucking flood your bathroom and all.
We Elsa.
I was like, "Oh my days," but no, I didn't even bother. I was just like, I was like, talking to that wall right there. I was like, "No, pointless, man." But I know what I did and I know what I didn't do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Becca, you didn't hear a single peep for Kyle. That's my thing. I'm the one
He
that's
he just sat in the corner. He was like that.
He's like, aye, it wasn't me, Dad. All right, Kyle, my wee cherub. All right.
Maybe it's the
Yeah.
both of them though. Maybe they're in this together. Maybe
Because I thought originally it might have been Jade, but then I was
Uh-huh.
like, well, but then she's like, nah, she never. Because I know she never, because the door would be open, like actually would be like a bit open.
I've got it.
There you go.
No, here we go.
They're all plotting against me. That's
No,
what it is.
here we go.
Going full psychosis.
So, obviously, it's you feel backed into a corner, Jack. You know you didn't do it,
I know
but somebody did.
exactly.
But somebody did,
It's pure Pink Panther shit, isn't it?
and it couldn't.
Isn't it?
and Kyle's been questioned lightly.
It's like fucking
And said
Clodagh.
no.
It's Clodagh in the Hempstead household, mate.
Questioned lightly by Tommy, and he's been let off the hook. Slightly suspicious.
Too easily, mate. Too easily,
Slightly
in my
suspicious.
opinion. I thought it was as well.
And it got me thinking, maybe Kyle did shave into the sink. Therefore,
No, he does. No.
Therefore, clogging said sink.
Mm-hmm.
However, maybe Kyle didn't leave the tap on.
Right.
And so your clogged sink, clogged by Kyle, has then been left with the tap running by Tommy.
Could be.
Tommy's realised, fuck, that was me with Kyle's hairs in the plug hole.
Jack's getting it.
I'll go for Kyle. And if we can double up on Jack,
Exactly,
then
this
we've
is
got-
what it is.
It's an instant
Oh,
dub.
this is what it is because that's what I mean. Like, I never do anything bad. So if something bad's going to
Do you know
happen,
what it's like? It's like around Among Us.
it fucking is. No, honestly, that's what I felt. And then
Jack's in the fucking emergency meeting just screaming at everyone.
but
It's no fucking me.
because it was like my dad. Because I was like, how? Because I was trying to say, how? Why are you accusing me? How is it not the guy who shaves into the sink and also uses that toilet? You know what I mean? Like, because Kyle brushes his teeth in that toilet as
Kyle
well.
always turns the tap off.
No,
Kyle always turns the tap off.
thing is, what? Seeing I go, no, Kyle has left the tap on as well. And I'll tell you, and so because you know how I know it's him.
Because you put fucking CCTV in
No,
the
no.
bathroom.
Because he'll use the toilet, and sometimes he has left the tap on before, but then he also just has a mountain of hairs all over the thing, and then I need to sit and look at it and brush my teeth. You know what I mean? So the fact that they thought that was me is absolutely mental. You know what I mean?
It's the equivalent of Jack's seen Kyle vent, right? This is to put it into like different terms. Jack's seen Kyle vent. Tommy Hempstead is the other imposter, and he's just accused Jack of venting instead.
That's what it is. And then my mom, like my mom's the detective, and she's like,
just skipped. Skip vote.
Skip
Yeah.
vote.
There's 4 people left on the fucking airship, 2 imposters, 2
mate.
humans. Jack saw Kyle vent, called an emergency meeting.
Oh.
Jack said Kyle vented. Kyle said no, Jack vented.
But,
and Tommy's
aye.
went, yeah, I saw Jack too.
But it's
and Debbie's
like-
going, well, it must have been Jack.
It's one of them things that like I just know wouldn't have happened if Kyle wasn't using that bathroom. Like they wouldn't have to have got the whole and all that shit involved. It looks nice though, to be fair.
Oh well.
A positive in the end.
It was due a remodeling anyway.
Aye, fucking.
Maybe,
That's why
maybe that was it. Maybe
That's
it
why
was,
Tommy done it.
maybe
I'm telling
Maybe
you,
it was-
conspiracy.
this
conspiracy.
adds another factor into
Another level.
Tommy's looking very guilty just now.
it. Maybe there was motive behind it. Maybe Debbie wanted a refurbishment.
Oh.
Aye, I know.
And Tommy refused to
He
get
tried,
it.
he tried to pull the "you're 21 fuck's sake" card, and I was like, well, it's like, well, you're nearly 50 arguing with me about something I didn't do. Like, you know what I mean?
You're 21, fuck's sake.
That's what I mean. Like, I didn't. They were saying things that just didn't make sense. I was like, just.
Objective.
Fucking man up and take your punishment. It was you.
Objection.
I'm getting-
relevance.
21, you don't say it wasn't me at your that age. You just fucking take it by now.
Getting gaslighted, man.
Oh,
on
brilliant.
that one. Oh fuck! And I was just fun. I thought it was funny, even though I was a bit annoyed about it. But I thought it was hilarious. I was just couldn't. Went up to my room and started ranting to Jane. I was like, they're fucking accusing me of doing that. And I explained the whole thing to her, and she's like, it couldn't have been you because me and you were sleeping. I was like, well, I fucking know that. Explain that to the dafties downstairs.
Jack actually has a witness as well.
I've got everything. There's everything. They've got the evidence. It just doesn't. And see, my dad and that, they didn't say, oh no, like Kyle didn't say a peep, nothing. My dad was his lawyer pretty much, shouting for him. And then you've got me. You know what I mean? So
We'll see.
put in the comments, fucking, I don't know.
Who done it?
Who done
It wasn't a Jack.
Bear in mind, you've only heard Jack's perspective. of
No,
this,
but
so-
mate, come on. It's all logical and all, mate.
Realistically, it was.
Aye,
Let's be honest.
let's be honest. If it was, see, that's, I mean,
you can't
if
make
it
your
was,
decision.
if
You've got
thing
to
is-
hear from all parties
thing
before
is,
you can come to a fair.
see if
and
it
just
was, see if
decision.
it was me though, I would have admitted it, and also it would have been more damage because
Would
it's
you
just
have admitted it though?
yes. Why would I not admit that?
Because it's a stupid thing to do.
Exactly. People do stupid things all the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why would I lie? But I'm gonna go.
Kyle is the kind of person not to admit it.
No, I mean,
Honestly.
you don't know Kyle enough like me, man. He's he lies about everything.
But
and-
if you thought you might get charged with like $4,000 of damages,
I don't think Tommy and Debbie would charge them.
not charged for like
well,
the
see,
whole
fair,
of
the
it, but like a wee bit.
insurance covered a decent amount, but obviously they had to pay like. I would have paid for it as well. I mean, like we're on the same household. You're living in the same
Says
place.
that now that it's already been paid for, but would he?
I would.
he have in,
well,
in the heat of the moment?
I would, mate. Aye, these are days.
Oh,
Just take overtime like the rest of my
I'd
life.
just fucking mopped up with my Balenciaga socks, man. Just,
So
I pay for bathrooms every other
Oh
week.
jeez, oh man. No, but it was just
Come on,
it was just a funny time, man. But I just thought I can't. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. You know, I can't really. It speaks for itself. Really, what happened, like to me anyway. Like I don't know.
To you, Jack.
You were supposed to repair the kitchen, not destroy it.
Oh fuck! I mean, Kyle was literally.
the chosen one.
Kyle was literally like, he was Anakin.
Kyle is Palpatine, where he just sits there and kind of causes havoc in the background.
Kyle's fucking Obi-Wan.
He was
Jack's Anakin.
No. Kyle was Palpatine. He was just sitting looking at the tap, going, "Do it." Fucking starts twisting it.
Tommy's Palpatine.
We're fucking all Palpatine, mate. You know what I mean?
He's turned Kyle against you.
I'm Mace Windu, mate. I'm trying to like
against us.
the good guy with the purple lightsaber, and they blast me electricity, fry my brain
To
out.
be fair, Mace Windu kind of like in the prequels, he kind of makes an arse of things by being a wee bit of a prick.
Kinda.
Well, it doesn't follow the order way when he wants to kill Palpatine rather than imprison
And
him.
because
Which is why Anakin
because
is
he knows
conflicted.
that he can't,
Yeah.
he can't follow it because you'll be too late. You know what I mean?
But it's Mace Windu that kind of prompts Anakin to turn, because he's one of the biggest advocates for like, oh well, you know, we'll let you on the council, but we don't grant you the rank as master, you wee dick. Only
Well,
because your big fucking sugar daddy's
that's
let you
the-
on the council.
That's kind of what it is. He bends the rules to his
Wait.
own.
I just remembered something
Way.
so funny, by the way, and it's Star Wars related as well.
No, here we go.
I don't know if anyone knows what we talk about, but do you remember Connect 4 Star Wars?
Oh my god, mate! Remember that? I got triggered at that.
This is so
Mate,
fucking
I actually
hell,
volleyed this
I
guy.
don't think I was there.
Was he not there?
I
think
don't know.
I was
I
there.
might have been.
Fuck. No, you were there. I think. I want
Like,
to say you were.
Cammy and all that was there. Cammy would remember this story if he watches this.
Right.
I don't think I was there.
Hold on a
Was
minute.
it not? Was it you that was trying to help? Was it you?
No. Me and you were doing it, and then
Maybe
I
can't
know.
remember.
No, I think you were there. By the way, I'm pretty sure.
Next Star Wars was
I will.
goated, by the way. Can we just say that?
That's
was-
the
was
only
right,
thing
I
I
know,
know.
it's
I
good. I
can't
loved
think
it,
of
right? No,
Connect
but
4 Star Wars.
Anyway,
That's
right,
why. Like,
back to the story. So, this was at a sleepover, I think, and
we've just got a carry out there. And
we're
that's
playing-
what we've just been shown.
and they were playing Connect 4. But I remember David was playing it, right, and he was loving it, enjoying it, and he was fucking because I think it was helping me with like a harder level that I couldn't
This
get
is
past,
so
right?
funny.
And I remember Kyle kept being
Wait, a harder level that you could.
It's not Connect 4. It's Connect to the Xbox. See, but the
Connect. Like
you said you said Connect
Connect
4.
four.
You've said
Oh,
Connect
right,
4.
right,
no,
I
right,
thought it was just like
sorry,
wee
I always say
fucking-
no. The Wii thing,
No.
it was like the Wii
Aye,
for
the
the
Connect.
X. Aye, right.
Yeah.
I
Right,
know,
I
like-
thought you were saying Connect 4, like
No.
it was just me fucking
No,
Connect 4
no,
bits
see,
with like Yoda's
No,
face on
no.
it.
So
or
it was a Connect with the Star Wars, so you can like it was a
Uh-huh.
motion sensor stuff, right? And so he was playing that, and I think he was helping me with a harder level. And I remember Kyle kept being a wee dick and kept jumping in front of the sensor, right? And he done it. He did it a fair amount of times, right? And I think David ever so slow was just getting more pissed and pissed. And I think like I don't know, we were just kind of watching it, and then eventually like I remember just going, Kyle. Fucking, I can't grab them right, and I grabbed them right, and see we had a bump. Remember the bump bed with the two white? I remember just went and fucking launched his heat right off the bump bed, and me and him were just like, we were kind of laughing at it. It was quite
so
funny. He did deserve it, but I'm not gonna lie, I would have fucking done it myself
So funny.
if it wasn't any sooner.
See the stories that we have about Kyle.
Oh
you could
my
actually fill a
God.
full podcast with them.
Oh my, that's what you want. We need to have him on that show.
I'm telling you, he messaged me a few weeks
It's
ago
so funny.
and said, "Can I come on the podcast?" I was like, "Mate, anytime." But
And look,
I just asked Jack when you want to come
I
on.
know it's funny. I think even though David done that to Kyle, I remember my dad took him out the room. He's the one to get taken away because he's been a wee duck. Like, he's like, what's happening here?
It was been the.
It was the
see
two
how
in one
him-
scenario
it's how
again.
Kyle is. Kyle's always been that way.
I was just like, he's been a trouble and get him out here. He's got a big red mark and he's just
He's just fucking unconscious,
So-
bleeding out in the corner. It's just like,
it was-
Mate, see
I got
what-
triggered. That
See,
was
fair,
probably
like,
one of
the
the most
flood
triggered
that it
I've
made
been.
was like it was made of metal, so it was just a big ding. And I was like, I couldn't stop
I
laughing.
know exactly the kind of bunk
Aye,
beds you're
it
talking
was
about.
like
so
it was a
funny.
fud and a ding at the same time. It was
This is
just
so-
it was satisfying, but it was
We call Kyle a fud.
That was amazing.
Fun nothing.
No, it was funny,
So
man.
funny.
I've had ones like that before, man. It was class. Bye.
See, to be fair though, you've got a habit of getting triggered at games.
Oh, I get I get easily triggered at a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
very
a wee bit
easily.
the same. I don't get triggered, but I just feel like if something happens wrong, it's just like you know what I mean?
'Cause I remember another time, and there was.
I thought you were going to tell a Rocket League story there. Let's
No,
not,
no,
let's
I-
not go into that.
I mean, I get hanging with Rocket League. That's one of them games I just go, fuck, like that. You know what I mean? Like
No,
something bad
it was,
happens.
it
I was
was
talking a big game chat. Let's not go into that.
Oh no! this
Game
man
chat.
is on this the next. What?
I'm unbanned. I've been unbanned since
Oh, what? You
Wednesday.
get banned for it and everything?
He was banned on Rocket League for a month.
No way.
Twice.
It's like been so it's gonna be like a year ban
And
or
it's like,
something next time.
you can say N on Rocket League.
Funny.
Unless somebody reports you.
Like you said cunt and all that on it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I thought you weren't allowed to say N bad.
You're
Yeah,
not.
but, like-
See, Sunday reported Jethro for that. He'd get banned for like a day maybe.
Would it? So I
Because
did.
Jethro's never been
Because it
banned
builds
before.
up.
I did review it. And all
No,
that.
they review it and it's like, oh, we know you've sworn. You said, and they show you what you said that was like the banned word.
Remember, Daxis just sent it into the chat. That was so
a
funny. It was
brilliant.
genuinely about 40 lines
We
of
need to
text.
find that photo, but there was
so
there was
funny.
like he
It was
took a
just
photo
like-
I can
of
just
the- of
imagine the
chat
things,
log,
It was just so funny.
but it was just from the one game.
No
one
way.
game of
Just
Rocket
one
League.
game.
40 lines
And
of
there was
text.
like
a
He
fucking
stopped playing and just
paragraph.
started
Was that just
chat.
was that just a month ban? For
No,
that?
that was like I think that was just a game chat ban, so he could still play the
Oh,
game.
right,
but
you
he
just
could
That's how it
Right.
starts.
say
It's like
anything.
a game chat ban.
That's the
for
latest
like,
they go
or
on.
like
Ah,
a game
right,
chat
yeah,
ban
got
for
you.
3 days, or a game chat ban for a week, and then it's like a game ban for like a day,
I got you.
Yeah.
a game ban for a week, a game ban
Aye.
for a month.
I know.
And
It's
then
like-
it's just gonna keep going. and going.
Because people, I
Right.
like Rocket League. Now I always play it when I'm not playing multiverses, but
So
it's
toxic.
it's
Yeah, it's a very toxic game.
I know. I don't really.
That's the thing though. Like when you're on it, Jack, you only play Rumble.
Well, I play Rumble in the two, like the 1v1 sometimes, but
Aye.
I don't know. I will play though. I don't know. I just like Rumble's quite fun. I think.
I'm gonna have a 2v2
We,
player.
we were playing that the rugby NFL
it's the-
one.
aye,
NFL one, yeah.
We see before it went on, we were like, this is gonna be shite. Before it was so bad. Like, this guy like launched a ball,
It's
and I was
actually
like,
alright.
and it went in, and we're like, oh no,
I
this
did
is-
remember that mode.
We played it like because they brought it back.
I did.
Well, it was like this week or something.
Aye, it
we were
was.
playing it and we got into a game and we just were getting absolutely humped after about 10 seconds. Well, this is gonna be fucking shite. Let's
Oh,
just
aye,
leave the
but-
game, and then we scored and we're like, maybe stay in. And we ended up winning it. We're like, oh, this is quite a good
I
game.
know. See, one of the games we won like by like 50 odd points or
Oh,
something.
one
or,
game we
like,
just wiped the floor with them.
it was just like scoring because you also get 7 if you get a touchdown.
Yeah.
Is it 3 if you throw
I
it?
think it's 3 if you
Three
throw
if it
it.
goes in without like being carried in.
It was class. And I didn't mean that. I thought it was gonna be bad, but I was just like,
I like the heat seeker one. Where it's like the ball like,
You love
comes
Heat-
towards.
you love Heat Seeker.
oh, is
Oh,
that the
it's
one
good.
with it's the one
You
we play?
just-
Is
it's like
You just need
tennis
to hit it
almost.
and then it just goes up the
like
other end of the
Tron
pitch.
kind
Yeah.
of it fucking
Uh-huh.
flies. Aye, that's a class one. Aye, because it's attracted to the goal.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
magnets towards the goal.
Aye,
and-
aye, that's a aye. I want them to bring. There's no they should really do, but I feel they should just like add those into the game. You know what I mean? Like I feel they.
Yeah.
I hate how they do it. Like it's only a limited amount of time before you
Mhm.
kind of play it.
But no, the story I was going to bring up, it was a sleepover, and there was maybe 6 of us there, and it was at the same house where somebody tried to climb out the window to get a Blastoise, and we're,
No, an Ivysaur.
or whatever it was.
Venusaur, sorry.
It was a good fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, I
Not
got
a Pokemon.
a shiny one.
That was a good
Uh-huh.
one. It was one of the good ones. Considering we were all cutting about with like fucking
Am
caterpillar
I
bees
involved
and
in
stuff.
this story?
Yes, that's what I'm bringing
Oh,
up.
Man,
great.
man involved.
It's not the same night, but it's the same house.
I know, okay.
Oh, same
And
here.
Yeah, I
there's-
don't remember
There
this.
was a game of FIFA going on
Oh, is this? I know,
between,
okay, I think I know
between you
who
and
this is.
Kyle,
Oh mate.
and we decided to start chucking cushions at you to try and assist Kyle.
Oh.
And you get fucking raging. I think you like at one point picked up a cushion and just absolutely full pelt launched at somebody's face.
Oh.
Did I hit them?
I think so.
Mission accomplished then.
But it was that way. You were like, I couldn't tell if you were about to break into tears or
See,
just
Trevor,
like fucking
if-
hook somebody. It was like, well,
No, I remember being at that person's house and I was trying to get to sleep because it was about 5 a.m. and you just kept launching cushions at me then and I got
I do remember
raging.
that too. Yeah.
Mate.
I got triggered.
Actually,
I think I kept them all and then you ended up having to come up and get them. Like actually physically walk over to me. Just
Mate,
take
my,
them off me.
My dad hated sleepovers because he kept them up at like stupid o'clock, man. Like you were about
It
like
was
8.
always you went to somebody's sleepover and there was always just somebody's dad that was
It was
just
so
fucking
funny.
raging.
Mate, it was just
Those were so funny, but
it was class, but I know there were so many funny
It's
ones.
the same as
we
like
have,
going,
I have loads of clips saved on my phone of Kyle squaring up to my old dog just
Yeah.
because he was getting raging.
Your dog.
I remember he put Alan's cat on top of somebody and like at like 5 o'clock in the morning just picked up the cat and went, "Hey, look, there's a cat," and just threw it on top of
Oh
somebody.
mate, no, actually I can't remember. Actually, was it yours? I think like somebody like I remember I was sleeping, mate, and somebody like poured water down my ears and all that.
I think I remember
And
that.
I thought I was gonna get an ear infection, man. I was like, fuck. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck's that? And I was like, I know, mate. So
I think that was the time my dad was banging on the floor because my mum and dad's bedroom's right above the living room.
aye.
And Kyle thought there was a guy at the door wanting to get in.
Oh fuck, man.
And he was nearly crying because he was that Fiat.
Oh mate,
That was funny.
I remember I had that mad nightmare, mate.
Oh, a pink tiger.
Oh, I
That's one of the most. That's one of the
mate,
most
I'm not gonna lie,
infamous stories.
that was a graphic fucking nightmare. That
stays with you to this day.
Oh, it does, mate. I'm not gonna. I still remember that before.
That was one of the most infamous
I'm not
stories.
gonna lie. I actually think like I got that just from like I must have gave myself some type of like just from staying up for so long. My brain must have just got frazzled.
You definitely also get thrown into that bunk bed at full force in your head, and everyone just said, "No, that never happened." So it's wiped from your memory.
I know.
And that you start seeing visions of pink tigers.
Mate, I don't know. I mean, I guess we were up for so long, and I just remember waking up for fucking fear for my life. I was like, "What the fuck?" Aye, that was funny. I know.
That's one of the most famous stories that we've had.
Mate, no, it was so funny actually. Remember I had that Darth Vader mask?
Oh my god!
How silly was that? We would just sit there like you'd hit the wee button and going, "You don't know the power of the Darth," and it would just be us sitting going. We'd always just do it pure funny shit. If it was like whatever voice came on, it would
because it was like one of those ones like it had a wee voice modifier in it, but it also had like its own like wee voice lines. If you pressed the button.
But it came to that one. We were just fucking doing all stupid shit and that. It was just.
Have you still got that mask?
I've still got mine.
I've got the
we got them in this.
I got the Kylo Ren one from Disney, but I think I might have that one upstairs somewhere.
You could give it to me because I've got Darth Vader's lightsaber straight from Disney World.
I hope I still have it because it was one of my favourite. Like I wore that for Halloween one time, I think. But the Kylo Ren one's quite sick. That's going to be
like
a
wee cloak over the.
You want to see the Stormtrooper ones and Boba Fett ones over in Disney World? They were like full on helmets.
Like,
they went down to there.
I spent £100 on a Mandalorian helmet, like full on helmet. And it's. I
don't know if there was any of them.
I've never worn it, but it's fucking sick.
No, mate, I don't think you wear that. I think that's like something you put.
It's on my shelf. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just.
There was generally people walking about like in the queues for rides, just with like Boba Fett's helmet on. I was like, this is amazing.
Disneyland Paris was so good as well. That's where I got my two favourite mugs. I fucking broke now. Like I got it was the Lion King, the Cinderella, but they were big massive things.
Oh aye. No, see when you find a mug like that and it's just there in your cupboard for years, that's your go-to.
Mate, actually, I think I know who broke two of them actually. I think it was my dad and Kyle.
It's a conspiracy. Against you.
I know, mate.
Against
I know. Bye. I know. Disneyland was classic. Mate, how
ceramic mugs, ceramic sink.
Water, you put liquid in it.
Water in it, yeah.
No. Do you remember who is it? Disneyland Paris?
That's what we're saying. I mean you
I
got
went.
masks on the same day. You were there.
I was in Kyle's room. Oh my god. See the stories I could tell you about.
Well, that was the thing. We get put in that. We get fucking.
Were you in that room?
No, we get put in a room together.
You did.
We just got a room
Mate,
with two beds in it. It was like, all right, okay.
I'm not gonna lie,
but
but
have a good time in that room, guys.
Yeah, we put the beds together.
I feel like comfy. Our whole thing just like they terrorised that whole hotel, man. They were running up and down, like hitting the signs and
not hitting the signs. They were fucking pulling fire exit signs out of the roof and sticking them in the hand luggage for the way back up the road.
Here's a funny story. We managed to piss Kyle off one night, obviously, like just winding him up, and he went out the room, and Miss Faulkner brought him back in at like 7 a.m. and said she found him lying outside his ex-girlfriend's room at that time.
What?
Yeah, no, I remember, in fact, because we spent most of the time
couldn't stop laughing
because it was their room or our room. Like they get a room with like 10 people in it.
Aye,
and
we had a room with another room in it. We had an extra room with beds in it.
Like we get a class room, to be fair.
We shoved Lewis and Kyle in. Kyle decided to sleep under the desk.
That's what I was going to say. So we were always in their room, and I remember going into their room.
Mate.
Like we just dropped our bags, went into their room, just sitting, because that was like the kind of hangout spot.
Nah, it was, wasn't it?
And I just remember going in. It was the first day, and Kyle decided that he was just going to sleep under the desk. Because he didn't want to sleep. So the way their room was set up, there was like 5 beds in the one room, and then there was a wee connecting door, which there was a room with bunk beds.
Aye.
And it was meant to be him and Lewis that were on the bunk beds. And he just decided, I don't want to fucking stay in a room with him, so I'm going to sleep under the desk. Started like laying out the mattress and stuff. And the teacher comes in and goes like, boys, you better not be fucking bullying them. It's like nobody made him lie under.
He actually made it out as if we'd forced him like stay under that desk. That's where you sleep.
See, people were always behind. See, like if you're in a room, like you didn't want to be next to somebody, like you just like if you're in with randoms and all that, you didn't want to be next to somebody because they know. Because I can't remember. This is at PG. Is it PGL or something?
Yeah.
You're in them. You like you had to walk up the hill to get to your doms, man. But like sometimes you're in with pure randoms. But like, you had
to me at BB camp for a Queen's badge. You and Kyle left at this point.
Yeah.
Jethro Hags,
There was
Niven and Adam Sutherland and all
in
that. were
our
all
BB company,
same room
there was like 6,
and like
7.
wing. I think it was like called Wing A or something.
Well, there was basically so it was like a necessary thing you have to do to get your Queen's badge. You do a residential stay, and there was maybe like 6, 7 of us that were getting our Queen's badge.
No, probably.
And 6 of us were in the one room. And he was just like, there was like the way that the building was set up, there was like the main kind of social area with a canteen and all that in it. And then there was like wing A and a wing B. And we were all the way over there, 6 of us. And he just get fucking punted in with like a bunch of people from like Largs and shit.
That's brutal.
I secured a
So
top
brutal.
bunk, but I ran into the room and went, that's mine. And then fucked off again.
See, but
I genuinely hung about the room until about midnight and then walked through the social area where the staff were still sitting.
did you meet the Queen? With the Queen's badge?
No.
Oh, I mean, that's no, we got to meet some cunt with white gloves.
Is that not? I thought you were allowed to meet the Queen. Was that not the whole point?
I don't know.
No, do you not mind that?
Yeah.
The guy that came with a fucking sword.
Well, did you get your Queen's badge?
Yeah.
I got mine now.
But like in the present, when we got presented it, there was a guy with a fucking sword.
Sword?
Oh.
Why am I blanking on this?
No, right. There was it was some heavy royal.
Actually, I remember.
He was just like fucking. I don't know. Wee Wanky Davy of Erskine. Like I don't know. Like, I don't know what his title was because it wasn't a good one. It was just like fucking
Prince of Wales.
See, I remember
Lord of Irvine.
I remember seeing you doing it at the Battery. You were in like a mad kind of makeshift but you were doing like I don't know what you were doing.
I think we were handing out leaflets.
Highland Games, isn't it?
Yeah. But you had your full gear on, like spats and everything. I know. I think BB was quite funny, but
See, when we were younger, BB was good.
I think it got a bit shit, but eventually.
See now, look, I'm still kind of going down to help out. See the wee fudge you get me. Honestly,
that would have been us, but
it would have been.
No, I mean, see when we were in BB, you used to get a toe literally up your ass if you were being a wee fudge.
I was like, you fucking. There was like
it wasn't a toe, mate. It was a ball going about 100 mile an hour into your fucking face.
Before 7:30 every night, no matter how late you got down, it was just the 6 years pelting balls at P7.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Like from primary 1 to primary 3, you're in the anchor boys. Then primary 4 to primary 6, you're in the junior section. So like each of those, there's like a 3-year gap at most between the youngest and the oldest. You go into the company section, there's like a fucking 7-year gap. So you're like a wee 12-year-old going in, and there's just 18-year-olds like. It's like a fucking war zone. They're just standing at the top of the hall, like these wee wind catchers, just absolutely full force putting them at your face.
Mate, and then no, it's mad. Some of them are like actual like good footballers, so they had the technique and everything down and just launch it. Just
like because you could see if somebody was a victim, like they would be sitting with like a fucking ball mark on their face for like an hour and a half.
And I was like, it's not like there was just one ball, but there was about 20.
There was
all on the
floor,
man.
15.
And it's like
just getting launched at you simultaneously.
Do you remember the wee like sponge ball? Like people just pick that up.
It was a sponge ball, mate, but it was like a brick when it hit you.
I know,
it was solid.
It was the wind ones or brutal, but because see like
if that caught you in the face, it was like pure slap.
But no, it's mad, but like sometimes it was like see people would come right up to you and they like
there was times when they just didn't bother about the distance.
They would just throw up and then hit it as hard. Like it'd be off your ass, be off your face, one or two anyway.
Funny.
It was funny. It was good.
It was actually good times.
I know.
Mate, how funny would see that? Sorry, seeing them marching, mate. Like seeing somebody just did something wrong, mate, and you had to restart, mate. All my days, mate.
That was brutal.
I was like Sam Downey in that heavy fucking. They would do it like Jaime would just have him out here doing it by himself and all that. And he'd be sitting there marching like that. Oh, fuck. I would, and then I'd end up always doing something wrong accidentally, like heavy, like I don't know, be turning the wrong way or I'm like, where am I going?
I remember they used to get out. They used to just threaten us with this metal baseball bat called Thumper.
Aye.
You used to just be like that. Okay, no bother.
Mate, the games were funny as as well. Like the fucking see the one with the shoe and the rope, you're spinning it, and eventually it's at head height.
it just get higher and higher to the point it's like nobody's fucking like getting hit by this. So I'll just fucking go up here now.
Everyone like just takes a step back.
It's always Mojo, man.
Mojo just like
Mojo would just absolutely whack you. It
just gets bored after about 10 seconds. Mate, he just goes right. Fuck.
Thing is, but it could be because it could wrap around you and just come all the way around and hit your balls. Like that was like
that's what it used to do. It used to wrap around your leg and then you would end up hitting the deck.
Yeah, you would wrap around both your legs
like a tie wrap,
and you would just fucking like you couldn't obviously stand, so you just hit the floor.
Mate, I talked about this game before, but see one of my favourite games was like Battleships. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You had the table across the room and you had a bunch of people on each side and you'd all lie flat on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And you'd have a ball, a heavy ball, not the wee wind one, you'd have a heavy ball and you'd just be throwing it up and hopefully you weren't allowed to move, you had to just sit and hope, and you weren't allowed to cover or anything like that. Like And then like, some people get hit in the balls and you just go,
So funny.
yeah, it was class. But yeah, I think it was one hitting you out, but everyone's just sitting there like
Aye.
planking, like heavy. Oh, it was funny. Aye, email was class, man. But I never stayed for my Queen's badge.
I know. Well, I remember at PGL. That was. I think there's a few of them around the UK. It's parents get lost. Is that
actually what it
that is what it
stands for?
I never understood what it stood
That's
for.
not even like a piss. I always thought at the time, I was like, oh, that's just somebody's just made that up. It's like, I've got class partner. But no, I think that is what it's called.
You know what the only grim thing about PGL was? See, like when you had to do the fucking night walk, like they woke you up, like
Oh, aye.
you were shattered. That's just when you done like all the gorge walking and all that, and then it's like later on, we're going to walk at midnight, get your torches and your wellies. I'm like, fuck me.
Well,
Like,
but that was
you know what I mean? Like, that's why I go to bed, mate. I don't like go to fucking. You're in like mud and all that. You're like, oh my days, man. So you think you're in the army?
Just get me to bed, man.
that was the thing. I remember because it was always like a big thing. So like, you know, it wasn't just like, oh, there's one me lodge and it's just you there.
Oh no.
So there was always other fucking
there was a bit-
organisations sharing. And so we were there, and I remember, I think it was Adam Sutherland came out the shower. He'd been like fucking raft building or something. Got back up like to get changed. Went for a shower, and the showers were obviously separate to the toilets.
Aye, go with someone else.
And I think like somebody had, while he was in the shower taking all his stuff and put it out the window. And then when he went out to go out, took his towel off him.
Brilliant.
And the people that were sharing the building with us was like the girl guides or something.
Oh no, man.
So he's running about in the scud outside past their windows to get like.
Oh, he's
I
mental.
remember
He's mental.
I remember somebody. I know who it was, but I'm not going to say their name
Don't
for
out them
privacy
for it.
reasons. They took a disposable camera with them and were photographing people.
Oh, I think I know who this is. Actually, I think I remember.
I
This.
don't remember.
And then they
this.
got a talking to about it because people found the camera and looked on it.
Aye, that's brutal. I did. It was pure sus shit as well.
Can we get initials?
No, because you know who it is.
I know who it is.
I'll tell you when we're off. Aye.
after then.
Because
Tell us
aye,
after.
no, what was that, mate? No, it was another bad thing about PGL, mate. Like, see, if you had sweets or something, mate, they'd be thieves, mate.
Oh, they'd be
Aye.
gone. They'd be
They-
off
mate,
ski, mate.
I remember this. This caused I can't remember. There was a wee guy, man, and he brought like Haribo's, man, right? And like next minute, you know, they're gone. Somebody actually stole them from the room, I think. And he's like, "How the fuck stole my Haribo's?" I felt bad for him. He started kind of getting a bit upset about it, and I was like, "I don't know, mate."
I mean, that happened to me at Castle Tyward, and I was ready to throw hands, man.
Oh,
What a place, man.
that's what I was like, class, man. That was
Honestly.
Because
We actually get put in
you
the
get
one
put in-
room.
I
We
spent-
were
we
like,
get-
it
I
was
spent,
like
like-
12 beds
we
in our
were
room.
actually in the King's like.
well, that was the
fucking-
thing. I got put in a different room from you.
I did
Oh.
just
So
again.
I spent the whole time in your room.
Yeah.
I don't know how you didn't get in because we had like
We had
Jamie
Jamie McAvoy
McAvoy
and
and Leon Kong and like
Devlin
oh
McGill.
gulp.
Oh my god.
What a character he was,
I
man.
remember MC fighting with him.
Oh mate, they had a scratch off, man.
I remember he had a padlock on his, like a built-in padlock in his suitcase with a code 0000. That was the password,
Aye.
which we worked out after like a day and proceeded to just
Mate,
like chuck his pants
Jamie
about.
McAvoy being in that room was brutal, man. He was just like
I remember
you
he just
know-
made a slide out of a table as well.
oh, we done that. Aye, we used to like
Yeah, there was like a table that you like hooked onto the bottom bunk
Aye.
of one of the beds.
Aye,
Used it as a slide.
because this place was kind of like I guess it'd be like a hexagon type shape, but it had like I had beds in every kind of side,
Uh-huh.
and then in between each bed I had like big cabinets. So we'd be like jumping on them, going round like
Aye.
trap, like jumping and like
doing parkour.
Aye, and then no, you would do, but so everyone would be like going switching, and then when the teachers come in, you just
just
like,
stay
you
still.
need to jump in one like quickly, hey, fucking, because everyone was just not in one. It was like
so
musical
funny.
chairs
Aye.
at one point. It was what then it with beds and all
I
that.
remember Kyle used to get into so much trouble. At that
Aye.
place, man. He used to just go up to the window and not have any clothes on.
Oh,
It's just.
Mate.
Like, see, when you get older, you realise that's really not
Mate,
okay.
Kyle,
That's
mate,
indecent. That's indecent
I told that.
exposure.
Remember I told you that story of me, Ryan, and Kyle in Turkey, right? We went up. A hotel was down there, but it had to go up a hill to go up to the pool, like one of the pools anyway. Or no, was it slides with the pool, right?
Yeah.
And nobody really went there, but we went there just for like a laugh, or whatever. And I remember like Kyle, like he jokingly took his trousers off, right? And Ryan just yanks him and fucking launches him on the opposite side, mate, right? And Kyle has to like get out because he kind of like, I think there was somebody else on the opposite side of the pool, so he didn't want to like obviously swim over naked. But then he couldn't get out. Aye, so he was sitting
just
there
like floating about.
but then like, and then I think eventually that person left. But then like, I think like no, he threw it onto the road. That's what it was. He threw it onto the middle of the road outside, like where like cars and people walk up and down to get to their houses.
Brilliant.
So he couldn't. Obviously, he was stuck in the pool, and then I think he had to get out. He was just fucking naked, man. And like, I remember there was people down there like slowly walking up, so I think they definitely did see him. And he got like, because I think he was just like, me and Ryan were like, man, it was class. It was funny.
I also remember him crawling under the bed, and I think it was Miss Patterson maybe had to entice him out with duck biscuits.
Crackers.
Aye.
Crackers. So,
Crackers.
I remember it was exactly.
Hey, do you want a biscuit? And he just
No,
have you ever seen that Russian sleep experiment? See the way they look? It was like curled up like that.
I had like a blanket. I think she went like, hey, do you want a wee cracker? That's what she was like. She was like, "Want a wee cracker?"
He just turned in like that.
No. Oh no.
Man.
I know Devlin McGill. I forgot about him. He went up. He went
He's
to
in
Australia.
Australia, I think. Aye.
I wonder where he is, man.
But he was only like our school for like 2 years, and then
Was he?
Aye, he was. Aye.
well, he joined in like P4 and then left in P7.
Aye.
Like
I
3
thought he
years.
was in it for full time. We just never
For
noticed him until
hate
P6.
Kyle, what him? They were always fighting over something.
I mean, he
He was a-
volleyed,
he was a- yeah.
volleyed a cat.
Who?
Devlin, not Kyle. Yeah.
Oh right.
Remember when that was like one of the most exciting things in primary school was when a dog or a cat would just fucking make an appearance on the playground, and it's like, who the fuck's dog's that?
Aye, I remember that.
And you spend the whole playtime just abusing a cat by chasing it round. You're like, oh, I want to pet it, I want to pet it.
Actually, no. Do you remember? Notice the funny thing about school. Actually, seen it like with the grass would ice over.
Oh,
People-
Oh, and he's
yeah.
just going.
And people would try and
Aye.
like, oh, and then just start like falling on your asses and that.
and you'd like all the ice just moves away, and it's just a big muddy
Imagine
patch.
pile,
Yeah.
aye. But I think I got to a point where like you would you hear it cracking, and you're trying to just walk over,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't want to go up the hill in case you get launched off that as well, like over the fucking king of the hill or whatever.
King of the Hill was so good.
Mate, ours was too brutal, mate. The hill was literally like
No,
a 30 foot.
Oh, the biggie.
but
Well, you get two of them. You get the biggie, you've got the kind of smaller wee hills,
I was
and
just,
then you
I mean on the smaller hill.
and then you've got the fucking
Because there was
the
that,
death.
there was
death,
the one we started playing when like near the stairs,
that's death, but
but
that
it was
one,
just a fucking like it was like an 80-degree drop.
oh,
What one was that?
it's the
You
one
see,
serious
like,
to the
like the
entrance
main entrance, right? When you come up the stairs,
to the left,
and
that
then
big
like
steep
directly
hill.
to the right at the top of the stairs, there's just a fucking hill like
Aye,
that.
aye, the one that goes
Oh,
like
was
that.
it like you had like the wee sort of square thing, and then there was like 2 steps up. And
Aye,
aye,
to
aye,
the
aye.
right, but that them hills went like
Oh,
that
right,
and just
okay,
went.
aye, aye.
You see if
Yeah,
somebody
that's
hanged you
what I'm
off it,
talking
like you would bounce like GTA. You'd be fucking going down the hill like
Aye,
a
Just
bouncer.
keep rolling.
I remember somebody broke their arm under their own body weight on that hill.
I remember this person. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I know who that is as well.
And they were just lying there, and we were like, are they fucking dead or something?
Oh mate,
Because they weren't saying anything, they
You
were
know
just
what?
lying there.
mate, look, I've actually never
Yes,
broken neither. I've never
It was a
broke.
person that needed a chair. Couldn't sit on the floor.
Until they get
yeah.
caught out, yeah. Until they accidentally sat down one day and realised that
Mate,
they'd
they sent a video of him
exposed
recently,
themselves.
like snorting paracetamol or something. Was it?
Yeah,
In
he
art.
used to crush up paracetamol in free periods.
Aye,
Oh,
in
no,
high
yeah,
school.
that was
during
in high
art,
school, yeah.
Like,
it just
the
happened.
lines of-
Aye, and he just started.
He was a go-to guy for chewing gum, but he always had
Oh.
chewing gum.
chewing gum.
Chewing gum and £20 notes.
Tic Tacs.
He used to
He used to just
he used
hand
to
out
give
money.
away money.
Mate,
Don't know what that was all about.
I don't know, man. I was like, I thought he was.
He was definitely tax avoidment.
I know, it was
No, but I think his mum and dad is quite lit.
Oh, are they?
I said, aye. They live like up. They like, see front of Guru, there's that big house. They live up a little bit up, but
Aye.
it looks like a fucking castle. But I know.
No, he was an individual.
It was
He
interesting.
would hang about with us in primary school when he joined primary
Yeah.
school.
Uh-huh.
Like around the
He
back
joined.
and
He
that.
joined late. He was a late
Aye, he
joiner.
was like,
I was a P6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
but he was.
I just always remember him.
Mate, he had-
in a chair.
Yeah, I
And I
just
was
like,
like,
he had
how the
tumours and that,
fuck-
but didn't he?
He had what?
He had tumours removed from his neck.
Recently, yeah, like after school, I think.
Aye,
Fucking hell.
I got a
I
surgery.
don't know.
I don't think.
I
It,
think they were like benign. I don't
Aye,
think
I
they were
don't-
ever going to come in.
well, I think
No.
if you left him, they would.
Well,
probably,
aye,
but I know. I think he's alright now. I haven't heard from him.
I know.
I've not seen him in
He
ages.
used to do photography and all that. I know.
Yeah, I think I wonder if he still does.
I
The
know.
last I saw, he was in New Zealand,
Was he?
but like on holiday.
Oh, aye,
Oh,
went to,
right,
he went to the Hobbiton.
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I want to go to that. That's on.
I
That's on
remember
the checklist.
he used to always say, and like this was in primary school when like The Hobbit first came out,
Mm.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen it 15 times in the cinema." We're like,
See the
"You've
story.
got to be talking pish."
The stories that guy used to tell, man.
Mate, about
Oh,
his granddad, mate.
his uncle,
His
mate.
uncle, his
Uncle-
uncle who was in the IRA and was a terrorist and
He was
didn't
gonna-
get drowned in a swimming
He
pool.
said he was going to bomb the school and that, and I was like, well, that's lovely, mate. You know, I just want to be next to you now.
This was during Golden Time. He'd just come up to you.
He'd come up and say, "Oh yeah, I killed my uncle in a swimming pool,
And
tied
he
him to
also,
a chair and threw
he
him
also
in."
just had this like wee like Northern Ireland
Oh, right.
accent. Hi guys, like that. Fucking
Harsh,
hi guys, like I'm an uncle. I'm gonna bomb the school. Like, that's my best like, Irish accent. I know it's shocking.
Harsh.
Actually, Ross, we
Hi,
and Ross
guys.
always listening to M2 Irish comedians like, on YouTube. I'm going to have a cider. He's like, you know snakes. You know snakes. I sound cunts. They just make like mad sketches and all that. It's funny as fuck. Anyway, what time are we on by? I'm fucking roasting.
Not too bad. We've got about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I think about wrapping
Fluent,
up soon.
it has fluent, I have to say.
I know. You don't feel like you're on a like.
No.
You get into like a bubble. You're just here.
That's what we say to everyone here, because I feel like you just kind of come on and you're like, oh, that's gonna feel weird, but then once you're kind of in it, then I think the worst thing you can do, like, because neither of you are drinking because you're both driving, I think.
Well, we're going to do it now.
So, but no, so like the worst thing is like when you're drinking, you take your headphones off because it takes you, it rips you out of the immersion.
I know.
And then you try and put them back on, and you're like, I feel steaming now.
I would be having a drink night, but you know, I'm working too. Just I'm not looking forward to that.
Like overtime, boy.
I'm not you, mate.
I'll have a drink when I go down.
Well, I think my line manager had been shocked when he heard I wanted to do overtime. He's like, what? He was asking everybody. He always walks right. He always he says, I think he's like I always say no, so he never bothers asking me. So I was like, hey, Paul, I'll have 2 days, and he's like, what? He fucking turns around and
like, this?
Like, what are you talking about? And I'm
fucking April 1st.
He's like, he's nearly had a heart attack when he heard it. But I was like, it's because obviously I need to save up for fucking next year and that. You know, just
know what you've missed out on, Jethro.
What have I missed out on?
Football talk.
I know.
Possibly one of the.
I've not really spoken about Star Wars.
You know why I don't? I hear it all day during work, mate. I hear it on the radio. Like, people have the talk sport on. I just hear it, and I'm
do
like,
they put talk sport on? Do they?
Jim puts it on all the time, man. And
I mean, I'm a football fan, but I cannot stand talk sport.
I don't normally listen to the radio for football.
No, I don't
closest I'll come is just Super Scoreboard.
My dad watches Mad Guy on YouTube all the time. He's just like a pure super fan of football, but he always talks about it.
I feel there's 4 million of them.
It probably is.
Like everyone's an expert.
I think he's a Rangers one, but he's a pure heavy Rangers one.
Everyone's an expert.
CJ Noble.
Until you realise that they're not.
I know. I mean, I don't like half things people say about football. I'm like, right, that's just shite or something. Like,
but that's it. It's just because everyone's got a bias to some extent.
Thing is,
and they'll watch some games and they won't watch others. And
that's why I think I love about like fighting, like UFC and that. Like, you can't really. Everyone has a bias at some degree, but at the same time, you have to be realistic because it's not always going to be the same result.
That's the great thing about football is even when you look at everything on paper and you go, well, clearly you're wrong.
Yeah.
They'll still not back down.
Exactly. I know.
So you just end up. That's like football Twitter is just an absolute cesspit.
It's like how I would say
of 12-year-olds that are determined.
No, it's not even 12-year-olds, mate.
The best team in the world.
It's like anybody, the whole age group.
It's either well, what it is, it's usually 12-year-olds that don't know what they're talking about.
How do you know 12? Can I ask this question?
Because I'll explain this.
Looking in the windows.
It follows 12-year-olds.
No, because it'll be like some wee 12-year-old called like Sancho 42, right?
Exposed himself.
Or fucking young Sancho or something.
Young,
like some sort of like
Sancho.
I don't know.
Mate,
right? I don't know why I've said Sancho specifically, but they'll have some footballers as their profile picture, right? And they'll come out with some like really annoying take because they know that people will comment and go, "You're wrong. You're wrong."
It's a form of ADHD.
It's usually some 60-year-old guy who's just fucking raging because his team's lost. He's like, fuck up. Fucking.
See on Twitter, but they've always, if it's a Celtic fan, they've got Scott Brown as the profile picture, right? And if it's a Rangers, it's always Mourinho or something, or Tavernier or something. It's
always the same. But then what happened was one of these wee accounts, it was like, that post so much shit was like
firing shots now. Wee accounts.
No. I say we just because the guy that runs it is a wee guy.
How do you know that?
This is because he like bumped into one of the team like players that he supports of the team he supports, right?
God.
And he got a photo of him, and they put the photo up on his Twitter like, "Oh, met whoever today," and the guy was about 8 years old. Like, and it's like, this is who you're having an argument with, Ian. But you're 42 and you're spending your afternoon having an argument.
In my opinion, that shows the world today.
That's like, just Twitter.
Mate.
The young
Twitter's so fucked. I don't use Twitter, right? But I just go for it to look at funny things sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't use it for that.
Twitter's alright. I don't mind.
I don't use it or tweeting.
I quite like Twitter, but football Twitter's quite funny at times.
Football Twitter's terrible.
It's funny how bad it is.
I follow a mixed degree of everything, but it's like the football people. It's always like, I mean, you'll get a guy that's just got like it's just the Union Jack with like some hang on it, and then like, it'll be a guy with like the fucking
Gerard's face.
It'll be like, or it'll be like the Irish flag with a fucking Celtic in the background, like that. Well, really, these guys have a bias. You know what I mean?
Like, I wonder what side they're taking.
I know. You'll never get a
discussion.
profile where it's just like it'll be a dog or something, and some guys like, well, maybe I think this. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
actually reminds me of one of the greatest Twitter moments ever, where it was a former Rangers player, Peter Lovenkrands.
Oh, that's excellent.
And it was like when you couldn't post like your Insta.
Your
Basically,
photos,
it was an Instagram post where it showed up as a link on the tweet, so you couldn't actually see the photos.
right, so
And so it was like, I think the caption was like, "Oh, so happy for my wee boy on like his 12th birthday or something like that."
I cringe at those things, mate.
Right, but then some Rangers fan
Without seeing the photo.
without clicking the link to actually see the photo, just puts underneath, love you, big man. Hope he grows up to be a Rangers player just like his dad. Can't wait to see him, sort of thing, right? And then you look at the fucking image. It was his fucking dog.
Oh, what, man?
And then somebody's photoshopped his dog scoring a fucking screamer.
A dog seat on a Rangers top.
That sums up Twitter, but then that's just,
So funny.
that's just what happens. That's
I'm
funny
gonna-
things, but things
I'm
like
going to
that.
stop talking about profile pictures on Twitter because mine's is of James Tavernier.
Oh, see,
He's one of them.
he's one of them. He's one of them. I don't know what mine is. I think it's just a random pattern, but I don't.
See,
even
I've got like that wee kind of image that I made of my face.
of your face. Right.
That's why I don't fucking tweet the first thing that comes into my head
That's a good
because I'll
question.
make
When are
an
you
arse
going to
of
start
myself.
streaming again?
I
Oh
don't know.
no! I used to watch the streams
So
at
did
work
I.
all the
I used
time.
to-
though.
so did I.
I
was
watch-
just sitting there.
I
watch
used to
it, I've
enjoy
been-
streaming, but
I've been watching play Lego Star Wars for ages.
I know it's trying to find the time. And
It was a
then-
data, but man, I'd be sitting on like fucking 2 gigabyte of data left. I'm like, oh no!
I know.
I was sitting on my laptop just like in a corner, like minimise the screen.
I know. Maybe I should watch it on Twitch or on the laptop.
It was
See, the thing
Wi-Fi
is,
lecture.
I think now if I was going to move back to streaming, I would go onto YouTube straight away.
Aye.
Really?
Start streaming on YouTube.
Twitch is kind of falling apart.
Because
Isn't it?
Twitch,
I haven't
making an arse of
I haven't
things.
watched Twitch in ages.
Yeah, but I haven't watched in years. I used to watch like Doctor Disrespect and all that, and then they're on
Yeah.
YouTube and that now. So
I watch Lemmy in the mornings because
Oh,
he
Lemmy.
always
I
I always have a call from 9 till 9:30,
I've got a feeling he'll move
and
to
he
YouTube.
starts his stream at 9:30, so it's like straight in.
No, it's weird. I don't know why he didn't stream on YouTube because he had such a big following on YouTube already. Like when he made all the sketches and all that, you know what I mean? Like you would
Well,
do
I think he's been streaming on Twitch since it was Justin TV,
for years, right?
like since before it was Twitch.
I think he done it as a hobby, but he's done it just as a wee. Like,
I mean, he used to do it like through PlayStation, like your brother.
No, let's not go into that.
I mean, he was talking about that because the Overwatch 2 that's coming out. I think it's out already.
What is this big thing about Overwatch? Is it shut down?
Oh no,
Completely?
Overwatch 2 is coming out,
Is
and
it?
it's free to play.
So is Overwatch 1 finished?
I was never.
Yeah, well, I think the servers will still.
I
be
didn't
active,
really.
but
I didn't really play Overwatch. To be honest, Overwatch.
I've never been interested in Overwatch either.
I played that.
It's
because
it's such a like. It's such a like. It's kind of like CS:GO kind of like competitive kind of.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. It got me kind of. I started looking through all his old fucking Overwatch trolling videos because it's like one of these like where it's like because you know CS:GO you have kind of tactics within your team. Let's be right. We'll have one sniper and like we'll go this way. But with Overwatch, it's like well we need the healer to do this. We need this person to use their big fucking shield thing.
Kind of reminded me of Rainbow. The way
Kinda.
the way it,
thing is, but like if
worked
one
out.
person was shit, then like yeah, I mean,
Well, that was it. So he used to just throw games and just to wind people up because there was voice chat on it.
no, mate, I can just imagine.
game chat
mate.
on games is unbeaten.
It was just
so
fucking.
good.
I just I mean, see like multiverses, that's not got like a game.
No, is
or
it
like yeah, no, because I think like people would get raging because it's like what people do is like you can fight somebody twice to like rematch, but they
Mhm.
obviously the other person needs to agree, but nobody ever does it. Like, see if
Yeah.
you beat somebody like
Yeah,
and it's a close game, like
they're
they'll
going to be like, no.
if somebody want a rematch immediately, and then you'll be sitting there like things I'm guilty of. I only don't fight people whose characters I don't like to fight. Like I don't like to fight fucking Arya Starks or Harley Quinns because I fucking hate them. But anybody else, I'll take them. Like, but
I once played a game of FIFA, and somebody started having a wank on the other end.
Shut
no way, mate.
I'm not even joking.
No way.
This was years
That's
ago.
not real.
You know, but it's that way. It was one of the first times I realised that voice chat was a thing on FIFA.
Was it his brother?
Probably was.
It was just I
man.
was just playing like seasons or something, and I think I was like 3-0 up against this guy, and
He
it's that.
just gave up.
And it was like I
Started
got to
going
about half time and I just heard the dum dum the dum dum.
I'm not gonna lie, mate.
And then I just started like just hearing kind of just a kind of gentle,
I mean,
and it was like I don't want to turn my mic on to say here, bud, you've got your mic on, but
I happened to seen a night out. I literally, there was a
dear.
guy in the next stall fucking
Oh dear.
jacking at me like proper, and it didn't try and hide it. It was just completely like you heard it and you're like Yeah, and you're just like,
it's just some guy.
he was an older guy as well. If you're middle aged, but I'm like, mate, you know, go home and do
middle
that.
aged, alright. I thought you meant like an old guy. Like,
Oh well, I don't know.
Just some fucking 60-year-old.
I didn't really pay attention. I didn't want to stick. I didn't want to stick around, mate.
I was looking over the hang. What age are you, mate?
Yeah, they're a hole in the cubicle, pop it through. Son.
Oh jeez, oh man.
I'll finish you off.
Right. Very
Right,
good.
too far.
Talking about finishing off,
Oh,
we should probably wrap up this podcast.
Very good. Very good.
You're always good at doing.
You always get a winner.
Oh well, guys, thanks for watching Mad Wait. This has been Jason, David, special guest.
Thank you for having me.
And me
You're
as always,
welcome
Jack.
anytime. And we'll see you next week.
Aye. Comment it wasn't Jack.
It probably was.
No,
Bye.